Welcome. Hello. Thank you so much for meeting me here. How are you, my dears? Yeah, if I don't hit record, I'll never hit record. That type of thing. So we are here finally. Woo! All hyped up. That's what's up. So welcome. This is going to be our Venus and Leo's our Venus in retrograde period, right? Channeling, whatever this is gonna be, right? So get comfortable because you already know we're gonna be here for a little while. We're already jumping in. There's gonna be various things that we do, various forms of divination. I have like literally, I'm surrounded by decks of handpicked ones that I just felt a little bit called to keep near me, just in case we use them during this read and stuff like that. We're also going to have our intuition games. We'll pull some charms. We will just be here together. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm excited. So hello. I hope that when you receive these messages that you are wonderfully well. Right. So right now, this is like the perfect time to do this Venus in retrograde video, because now we're in the shadowy elements of Venus retrograde, right? So for those of you that might tap in, turn on, tune in, I'm assuming that you're into this leveling of metaphysical mysticism and spirituality. For those of you that are skeptical and come in for other reasons and you're just like, I just feel drawn and I don't really know and I don't know what I believe and all this kind of stuff, take everything that you hear with a grain of salt, right? In terms of like fact and fiction and this and what's this and all this. Let go of judgment, let go of what is real, what is not, and just only tap in, turn on, tune in to what feels right for you, right? What resonates with you, what registers for you, what are you connecting with specifically, you know what I mean? Because this is that time to do these kind of things. And then we got this new moon to go. Definitely watch all my videos, and I know that they can be long and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be, but you can watch them in parts too, you know what I'm saying? So either way, my new moon in Cancer video, because it talks about that. We talk about the allowance, right? The coming from our self-care space and all these other planetary influences. But what I was saying about the grain of salt and all this kind of stuff, what I mean by that too is that everything here in this plane of perceived reality and existence is all conditioned onto us, fed upon us. Like, this information was here before you. It predates you, right? No matter how many times you cycle on through, all the information that comes into your world upon your birth is predated. So everything is kind of inflated. Everything is kind of like, it's that mystery of life, right? Like, what is really real? And so I think what's so important about, like, I know we're talking about this is Venus in retrograde, but we got this new moon in Cancer type of energy, which is the cosmic mother and this nurturing this yin energy, right? This divine feminine energy that's here to wash us, to cleanse us, to nurture us in ways that are revealing to us things that go missing when we are so conditioned into an environment. Like, so if there's anything that the new moon in Cancer will open us up to, is how we feel. And I think that's important, especially for this Venus in retrograde, right? Because with this Venus in retrograde, now we're being gifted, right? These tools for us to heal, or this opportunity to really go into how we feel. And any kind of past wounds, right? With the courage of, right, because it's Leo, right? Venus and Leo, right? The courage of a lion to move forward in love, and you can never go wrong with love. You never could go wrong with love, right? Because when you invest in love invests in you. And granted, we might get so distracted by so many different things that can keep us away from that harmony of an element that you know, whatever the case may be. But this biggest message, one of the biggest, there's so many big messages here, right? But Venus in retrograde, it's all about listening. I hear that song. Listen to your heart. Okay, hold on a second. Listen to your heart and boom, 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 boom. Alrighty. So, okay, so we're back, right? But when I put this down, I read that, right? I read that commitment issues may cause some shitty challenges, right? So, okay, listen to your heart, right? But that's what I was saying. Listen to your heart when it's calling for you. Listen to your heart. There's nothing else you can do. I don't know where you're going, and I don't know why. Listen to your heart before you tell me goodbye. I don't know the words, but that's why, you know. Hey, if I make up my own words, I make up my own words, right? Commitment issues may cause some shitty challenges. All right, so that's okay, because think about it. Like, I think about when something is ever like, whenever I'm doing something, I like to go 40 days, right? Because I feel like 40 days, it puts me in my I love Jesus momentum of inspiration, right? Just because I speak Jesus, don't get at me with religion, okay? Thank you very much. But we find inspiration wherever we find inspiration from. And I am, just as I convey stories and storytell, write and channel and all this other kind of stuff, I appreciate stories and history and culture and all these different kind of things. It adds to our creative palette. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, so it reminds me of Jesus, or was it Moses? No, but it was all of them. They all did it. If you check it, I listen. Don't Bible fact me now too either. But there's something very significant, I feel like, and powerful with the number 40, right? Because it's there's a leveling of completion to some extent, right? The blending the one with oneself into unity, duality, right? Into holy trinity, into stable foundations, 4, right? So when you get to that 4, it's like a portal door, right? Just think about 2 pillars alongside each other, 4 pillars, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This archway, this portal, this archway and this portal, right? So I just feel like, especially with breaking stuff, like if you're trying to break an addiction or you're trying to implement a new strategy, a new way of doing something, I say go 40 days, right? And you're going to meet the gruelingness of it, because you're going and you're walking through the obstacle, right? So anyways, just 40 days, right? Of fasting, 40 days, like, you get what I mean? 40 days of try to build a new habit, things like that. Like, and if you have to, like, in increments of 40. Anyways, you don't have to see what I'm saying, but it takes consistency to build new bridges. It takes dedication to do that. It takes being able to be consistent enough to finish the job. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, what was the whole point of 40? Because I started getting into a whole other kind of thing, and I'm just like, what the hell am I talking about now? What was I talking about? What are we talking about? I don't even know anymore. Why were we talking about 40? What were we gonna do? 40 days of what? 40 days to do something. No, oh my god. When I play it back, I'm gonna crack up to myself, because I'm like, oh my god, bitch, finish the fucking sentence. But I'm sorry. I don't know what I was saying. But that's okay. That's okay. Oh my goodness. See, I start arguing with nobody, and then I fucking forget the whole point of what I'm saying. What about 40? This is why we should write things down, right? 4, the number 4. Oh my goodness. All right, I don't want to get frustrated. You heard me be leading you astray. Use your thinking mind for this fucking issue, right? Okay, so there may be a lot of that kind of stuff too. So I'm always going to go back to the heart of the matter of what this video is about, right? Which is Venus in retrograde, listening to our hearts, right? Listening to our hearts. I'm trying not to get frustrated because now I'm really bothered because hold on. All right, 40. This transit is for 40 days. I just needed to breathe. So we have this 40-day powerful cycle, right? And in astrology, if you listen to all of the astrology and stuff like that, and you read all about it, and you listen to other people talk, they go with the energies of like, and especially like if, depending on which astrology you're reading, whether it's Vedic or Western or whatever, I read them all. You know what I mean? Everything you read, everything with like a grain of salt, but you find your resonance wherever you can find your resonance, right? And they don't speak very highly of this transit, right? Because it's disruptive, right? Because it tends to disrupt, it tends to confuse, it tends to make much more of something, right? Because of certain kind of like in our mental energy, right? So it disrupts and it confuses our emotional energy, our mental energy, right? And so in this 40-day period, right, we have this opportunity, right, to be willing, right? Which if we go into this new moon in Cancer, this allowance, right? To this allowance of allowing this backwards motion, because that's the idea of retrograde, right? You're going backwards, right? This backward motion, right? And the sign of Leo on top of that, which is the sign of the heart. What? Is like, say it with your chest, right? And it's saying the alchemized things right with your chest, right? So it's instead of saying it with your chest, all the things you hate, all the things you complain about, all the things you're not happy with, all the things like whatever, pay attention to the red fucking flags. There are fucking warning signs, right? So instead of paying attention to all those kind of things, right? It's now infusing and alchemizing and allowing your relationship with yourself, right? New moon Cancer. And then we got these North Node shifts. Definitely go watch all my videos, but go watch my North Node video too, shifting from the Taurus Scorpio axis into, did I say Taurus? Yeah. Into this Aries Libra polar opposite axis, right? Where there's just so much dynamic things taking place, right? And so and then we're in this wave of emotion, wave of feels, right? And so it's like it's bringing things to the surface, it's pounding on your chest, it's right, it's like so this is going to apply to like to the connections that we have, because this is all about connections, This is about the connections we make, the connections we have, the connections we do, and the harvest that we have coming in for us too, right? This moon cycle, revelation, revealing something, illuminating something, right? In the feminine energy aspect of life, of breathing, of feeling, of and nurturing and building these type of things in the realms of our relationships and how we are with others too. So this is like too, like if you're in a relationship, right? This is gonna be for everybody, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're not, whether you're abstinent, celibate, newly single, dating, like whatever the hell it may be. This is evolutionary, this is revolutionary, this is not specific or fixated on your particular relationship. This is not a one-on-one. This is collective in every kind of sense of the word, but it's evolutionary. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be pulling cards too for everybody, like couples, singles, whatever. My abstinent crew, I always got to shout out my abstinent and celibate crew, because I know that in choosing this lifestyle, yeah, granted, for some it's easy. For me, it's easy. I feel like because I'm so particular and I'm so the type of way that I am, like it's hard for me to just be to sleep with somebody. It's not, you know how some people be like, oh, I resist the temptation and all, like I'm not yeah, temptation island don't exist like that for me. Like I wish. I don't know. No, I don't wish, but anyway, it's not about me. But either way, this is a higher opportunity right now, right, in our life to ride these energetic waves, right, and let whatever is brought to the surface, giving it this 40-day healing span of a time to really set itself straight, right? So, oh, I got sneezed. That's how true that was. Sorry. So, whoa. So you might have to sneeze. Love them unconditionally. You will experience the best kind of fucking love. So, you never can sneeze just once. Oh my gosh. Right? Someone has withdrawn and it's causing some fucking issues. All right. So I feel like everybody's situation, whoever's going to be tapping in, tuning in, please don't fit where it doesn't fit for you, and know that this is just a mixed crowd room. You know what I'm saying? So loving them unconditionally, you'll experience the best fucking kind of love, right? But I feel like too, because I'm going to be devil's advocate here, right? But at what cost and expense? You know what I mean? So it's like, so, and then too, right, because what I was saying too, right, the mixing of the elements, this new moon that is creating the dynasty, the legacy, the future that we want, right? So we got to get real with ourselves, right? So it's like, let me get real with myself here, right? How often are you the one, right? It's going to be different for everybody here. But how often are you the one neglected in love? Even if you have a good relationship, how often are you the one that doesn't receive as you desire? Or flip it, how stingy with your love have you been, or lacking in gratitude for the love that you receive all around you, right? So it's like peering into your own looking glass and seeing where you stand. Are you cold? Are you reserved? Are you loving? Are you kind? Are you grateful? Right? So that, you know, not necessarily projecting like, oh, he doesn't even hold the car door open for me. Or, you know, certain kind of things like that, or being really honest with yourself, because in this retrograde period, there will be explosions, right? There will be explosions, especially in love, and especially if there's any hidden animosities, if there's any hidden, like, you know how when you brush it under the fucking carpet, right? Or maybe it hasn't been that you brushed it on the, maybe you guys are volatile, right? So this would be the time that shit could get real holy field, right? And then for those that are in they're with their life partner. And, you know, like, just because you're with your life partner doesn't mean that shit is always smooth sailing. The difference between being with a healthy, wealthy, stealthy life partner and one that is not, it's going to go in your communication, and it's going to go in the expression of the communication. Like, I don't ever understand, and I'm never going to be down for people when you hear couples speak to one another and it's so disrespectful, or it's like lacking in love, or it's just like they're like horrible towards each other. Like, I don't think that's cool, and I don't think that that reveals how much time you guys spend together. I think that's icy, that's cold, that's like disrespectful. Like, you know, like, or couples that fight in public, or, you know, like, you're supposed to be a solid fort for each other, like, you know. And fuck it, it's not about being fake or anything like that. It's just that if this is your foundation and this is your root, then you should hold sacred to that, which is holding down and creating your fort and your fortress, right? And if you're so quick to be able to speak so negatively about the person that you are with, who's supposedly with you, right? Then does that person even do they just fuck anybody that's with someone that's like that, I think they deserve fucking better. Anybody that could put you down or talk about you, like, in relationships and stuff like that too. Anyways, I don't mean to get all scoldy and all this kind of stuff, but like, you see it all the time. You'll see couples talking about each other to their friends and all this other kind of stuff. Like, that shit is just, that's dirty. That's like dirty laundry. So now, so instead of talking about it with your friends, right? Like, let's say your partner is withdrawn from you, and that could be causing some fucking issues. I understand. Talk to them about it. And maybe you have spoken to them about it and nothing changes. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Then maybe that's a reality check of a wake-up call that you need to wake up to, about how much love are you going to give to a wall? You know what I'm saying? It can go into so many different scenarios. Like, how much love do you give out freely? I've had to check myself on this. Just because I can give doesn't mean I should. And even still, I get checked from time to time because people are not that kind. And it's not even about being kind. It's that some people are just not in the fucking energy to receive good. They're so used to receiving shitty that when they receive good, they don't know how to receive it from you, because they'll question mark it. Like, they'll look at you like you sketchy. Like, nah, bitch, I'm safe. I'm safe. And then people ruin good possible friendships and all this other kind of stuff for that type of stuff, because of their own trauma, because of their own drama, because of their own history, because of friendships that in the past that have failed and all this other kind of stuff. So this opportunity that's happening now, it's impacting, it's the opportunity to impact our lives and our hearts, right? Because it, like we were saying before, like, Leo is the sign of the heart, right? So this eruption of heartfelt emotions as you learn to reorganize your patterns around love. That's the clue right here. The patterns that you have around love, and learning how to communicate better your heart's truth, is the evolution that is supposed to be so motherfucking great. No matter how much eruption might be caused from it, it's designed to create a shift that works better for you, if you want it to, unless you want to continue cycling the same bullshit. Are your core values similar? Ask the hard fucking questions and seek out the answers. This is the time for that, right? This is the time to reorganize the patterns, the thoughts about how you operate in love, for love, and to whom and why are you doing that, what you do, when you do, how you do, when you do, where you do, period. And right now we're in the shadow period. So that bitch is lurking. And so what that means when we say in the shadow period, it's closer to the time of when it's going to hit, right? Because I think Venus goes retrograde around the 22nd or something. Don't quote me on that specifically, but it's around that time. It's in the 20s of July, right? It doesn't matter. All these messages are timeless. When you find it, oh, sorry. When you find yourself here, you're here, right? But, and then think about it. Not only is Venus in Leo, right? And then Venus is going to retrograde in Leo. Venus is then around that time, right? It's starting to go into, because I don't know when it shifts for Vedic, but it's starting to go into the sun sign of Leo. Leo, no, and then let's not forget that Leo is a fixed sign. Stubborn, be a wave. Right? When they're headstrong, right? Leo, when they're passionate and they're coming from their heart, this could be a great thing or it could be deadly. You ever met a bitter Leo? It's a sight for sore eyes. It's hard to stomach. And if you're talking about dramatic be a wave. They're freaking the second fire sign of the zodiac. Aries started that fire. Leo carries that torch. So the shadow periods, right? We begin to work with this planet now, right? And so now we travel. Now we travel. Now we travel. And you're headed for happy fucking times. Good, 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 good. I like that. I like that. I like that, right? Because this transit, right? This whole, I'm sorry, it's just because I sneeze. This transit, right? We're and then right now we're in new moon in Cancer, right? And the Cancerian energies and stuff like that. And the Cancerian energy is going to drag into, right? Because it doesn't fully shift. Anyways, I don't know that. Like, I'm not an astrologist. For those of you that are tapped in, turned on, tuned in here, and you're new here, I'm not an astrologist. I just speak astrology in the way that I want. Don't quote me on a lot of these kind of things. I just speak from spirit. So there we go. And then two, for those of you that are returning, I love you so much. Thank you. I appreciate all of you, whether you're new or returning. Okay. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. I am so thankful. I am so grateful. Like, I really, really am. I'm excited. And so now that I'm talking to you and I took my little mini commercial insert of an advert, I'm going to do my little mini advert. You could also follow me on Instagram at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. That's me, the one and only. You could also follow my second YouTube channel, which I am very excited about. It's Enchantress the Babblers at Mystic, MYSTIC, Muse, MUSE, Vlog, V like Victor, right? Victory, victorious, VL like love, ONG, Mystic Muse Vlog. You know, so find me on Blogger, Enchanting Babble. You can go to enchantingbabble.blogspot.com. My website, witchyutopian.com. And there is a master link in the description box that has every single link that links you and I in every single kind of synchronistic way, along with my Amazon affiliated shop and all other goodies that I think you will love and will love to connect with me more on. So yeah, so thank you so much. Okay, now we continue. My foot is falling asleep. Right, so it's about being vulnerable, being authentically vulnerable, right? It's like, it's not, right? It's being authentic. Oh my gosh, I just heard, oh my gosh, watch the freak show begin, because you're gonna have people like this is going to be trending. Like people's vulnerabilities are going to be trending. Oh my God. So you're going to see a lot of fake vulnerability publicly, social media wise, because social media is like another fucking box TV at this time. So you have a lot of different characters tuning in and turning on and just activating from their space and whatever the case may be. And it's just a whole shit show happening here on Earth, right? In terms of technology and digital, the digital era. Oh, I said error, but I meant to say era. So error, right? It's just going so warped, right? It's so morphed and warped, right? The illusion, the inflation, like, is real. The inflation is real, guys. And so but either way, for you who's tapped in, turned on, tuned in with me, while the world is all a shit show, we're headed for some happy fucking times, especially in love, especially, right? Because damn real, right? Like, what the hell? Like, of course, right? Because we are authentic, we are real, we are truthful, right? We are living abundantly, prosperously. We're in our own fucking lane. No hate, no evil eye from us towards any motherfucking body, right? No denying, right? Living in our aligning, alchemizing, right? So that's good, right? So okay, so that's good. So now we're gonna take some time, right? We're gonna take some time. Ooh, right? We're gonna take some time. Right? So for someone here, they need to, if someone, like, maybe someone is, going back to that whole emotional distance kind of stuff, right? So maybe somebody's emotionally distant, right? Maybe somebody has commitment issues or fears or something like that, right? But someone's your life partner. Forgive the dumbass, right? And move on or move out, right? But it's time to let certain kind of degrees things go, right? Like, it's either what you're going to keep carrying the same shit, is like having the same argument over and over and over again. I don't have time for that. Like, that's where I think I'm a little bit intolerable. Like, when people want to bring up the same shit over and over, it's like, what are we doing about it to fix it, to bring about the solution? Like, what are you going to do? Keep crying over spilt milk? I don't have time for that. I'm not going to waste my time on that. And I'm not going to hear you waste my time on that either. And it doesn't need to be, I've been called insensitive. It's not insensitive. It's like, how many times are you going to keep crying to me about the same fucking thing? We've spoken about it. We've come up with different kind of solution scenarios. You've done none of those things to help yourself. Now, when is it that we do that? And it's not about, it's tough love. It's tough love. It's like real love. It's like realness. It's like, nah, shake this up. You'll thank your future self will fucking thank you. I'm not going to thank you later. You're going to thank yourself later. Because what you do is on you. Right? And sometimes people are so people pleasing that they won't tell people that need to hear that. Because they fear not being like, they fear being rejected. They feel that person, you're not going to talk to me no more. Then don't talk to me no more, because your chaos is not going to create chaos in my life, right? So it could be like something like that, right? My foot has fell asleep, right? But right, so especially if you need closure, everybody always like needs closure. Is that what you really need? Or is that a conditioning too? Like, do we really need closure? And that was a question I had to ask myself after finding forgiveness to someone that was never sorry, to a few someones that were never sorry. And then it made me question, did I ever need the closure to begin with? And it was no, I needed the peace. I needed the forgiveness. I needed the love. I needed the healing. That's what I needed. That gave me closure. Right? So desires for twisted sex and fun, affectionate games can take a shitty love life and make it fucking awesome. Ooh, so you know what I hear? Even for some of you that have been abstinent or who have been celibate too, or for those of you that are in divine relationships too, right? Your life partner and all this kind of stuff, or you're fornicating. You can fornicate. And for those of you that are not, right? I see. Not for all, but for some, right? That there's some fun for you on the way, right? Some new discovery, some new ways to play. And maybe this time, this 40-day pass is going to activate a portal that's going to make it everlast, right? Ooh. let's have fun with that, right? So let's have fun with that. I gotta shift my leg because one leg is like just throbbing right now. It's just like throbbing. I'm sorry, but I like to sit on the floor. I'm sorry, but I do. I really like to like while flying over and near their wings, still survive. Right. So for some of you too, love and stuff like that has been and this is not just relationships, all right, like intimacies, right? But I feel like all of our friendships and relationships, any close encounter is an intimate relationship. That's how I view it. Like if I'm letting you in my world, we being intimate. Like it doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, we're a couple. Like I'm not talking about, whatever is your preference and your choice and relationships and shit like that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the people that you have in your fucking life. It's an intimate encounter. And you survived some that were brutal. You survived some brutal encounters. Look at, and among the delicate and bright cold water queens. And look at, right, cold water queens. And that comes up too. And like, I feel like too, making certain kind of, right, feeling cold. So I feel like even for this, like, so for some of you, right, dealing with an emotionally distant partner, right? So this could too be elemental. This could be like different elements, right? It comes up a lot in some of my other videos. That's why I say watch all my videos, guys, because I don't know which videos I'm referencing. And if you watch all of them, then you would know the reference, even if you didn't know which specific video it was, right? But whatever the case may be, right, that right, you can like, so it's like different elements, polar opposites, coming together in life partnership or something. So it's like working, so let's say you're a fire sign, living with an air sign, like learning the love languages of the different elements to see the compatibility or to work through what is incompatible and making it compatible, because there's a union here, there's a divine union here and stuff like that. So but I just feel like there's a strong thing here of having a partner for whoever's tapped in, turned on, tuned in. Being disappointed, like if you really get to the root of a hurt or a type of hidden hurt or something, like no matter how great your partner can be, like I'm not taking away from the greatness. If you have a great partner, you're like, no, this person has been good to me because they've been better to you than anybody fucking else, right? But like if we get to the root of like emotion, like there's still some kind of missing element, like and because you're probably growing in your passions, you're growing in your creations, you're growing in your wilderness, your wild, right? Your wild is coming alive, right? And so that births a different type of fire from you, a different type of water from you, a different type of evolution from you. And if your partner is not, I'm not saying that this makes you incompatible, right? We're not going to say, oh, break up. Like, that's not the advice I'm giving. The advice I'm giving, that what I'm trying to say is that this time frame is going to be make or break, because you can't deny yourself certain elements of emotion of people that are not willing, capable, or even on the evolution of being there to be able to give that to you, and you deserve that. Or this is the period of time that, because both you and your partner are both equally, even though we're in different evolutionary journeys, you're both on your evolutionary journey. And because you're both on your evolutionary journey, you both are turning the pages together, you're saging the pages together. And although complicated, challenging it can be, you're both on the same fucking page when it comes to one another's needs, wants, desires, and heart spaces. And that's intergalactic divine motherfudging union, that we gonna work through this type of shit. So you know where you are, if that be you on the side of the spectrum, because this Venus in retrograde is going to bring to the surface that which you deny, lie, or act as if it doesn't really hurt you inside. And if there's any anguish, pain that has yet to go away, this is your ideal opportunity to wash it all away, especially with this Cancerian energy too at this time. I hope that makes sense. Like, you know, like I'm just, anyways, right? Right. If you need closure from people, places, and things, right? This is an ideal time for you to really grow, right? Self-love. Wow. Right? To really grow self-love. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before, right? Because now you have this opportunity to really honor the person that you were back then, that maybe allowed certain kind of things or wasn't in the evolution to really understand certain kind of things. And so now you're growing in that, right? So this is a time to like honor yourself, right? And the person you've become since, and who you are at this moment in time, meeting yourself, right? Don't spend so much time in the past because you don't live there anymore, right? Use it as a reflection, as an important introspection tool for you to reflect upon, to progress forward. It's a process, right? So it's important to take note of where your heart truly is and what it needs, what it's asking for, and who's alongside you, if any, to really be able to energetically share space with you. You know what I mean? Right. So either way, this is a great time, right? Like right now in its pre-shadow phase, right? The pre-shadow phase, I believe, begins on June 19th. June 19th. Begun. Either way, leading up until this period, right, where Venus is gonna go retrograde, right? If you're doing the work and all this kind of stuff, right, you start beginning to notice certain levels of patterns, right? Attachments you might have, cycles that you might be on, right? And that can feel very overwhelming. Like, what do I do? Like, you know, when you see, right? So right now, like your desires along with your heart messages and the things that are being revealed onto you, right? These are deeply held emotions, right? And so the whole point of this is to help you um to really allow yourself this opportunity to let let yourself be transparent. Oh my gosh, there we go. Like, to let yourself be transparent because you've been suppressing yourself for so long already. So let yourself be transparent, right? Guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. So any deeply held emotions, right, that you have, let it become transparent to you, you know, and let whatever comes to the surface that's relating to your heart, let it take on a deeper tone and level of introspection. If like you are a serial dater, or you hop from person to person to person, I don't mean to say it like that either. Like, I'm not saying it offensively. I'm just saying, like, if you're the type of person, and you know, if this be you, like, it's not to insult or anything like that, where you don't know how to go long periods of time without being in a relationship. Like, you either always want to be in a relationship, or you look to always be in a relationship, and if you're not in one, you're not happy without being in one. Like, you get what I mean? Like, a lot of people are like that. Like, a lot of people don't know how to be by themselves, right? So they want a companion of some sort. So if that is like you, right, then who has romances and whirlwind adventures and flings and all this kind of stuff, dating and, you know, casual encounters, sexual encounters, like, I'm not, you know, whatever the case may be, but let's say you want love, you're seeking love, you want that and all this kind of stuff, then this is an ideal time that in your growth, right? We hope so, right? Because as like, this is why we grow, this is why we learn, right? That you can start beginning to see your own patterns that rule your energy. You can start seeing why you attract and draw in certain type of people, why certain kind of energies, even if the person doesn't resemble one another, why the certain energy matches the same, right? So, and then also noticing your levels of reaction, right? Your levels of drama, your levels of codependency that keep appearing time and time again, right? And so, and then even this in long-term relationships, divine source, help me know that all my deepest needs, help me know that all my deepest needs will be met. Let me trust that you have a plan and the right actions will come. You are my source for all, right? So trusting that, you know, that when you're working on you, when you're healing on you, when you're healing these aspects of yourself, that there's nothing that you would be without. So helping yourself peel back those layers, like on a higher note, right? So this is also a time that you can find enjoyment in things that are beautiful. It doesn't always have to be negative, right? Because we're connecting to the deepest sense of our own beauty and love as well. So it's like, it takes time to stop and smell the roses, right? Type thing. Maybe you're doing something like I am, like, I'm doing no makeup summer. Okay, I know that might sound like, you know, a little bit like whatever, but it's the deepening of my own self-love and acceptance. I've done this before and I spoke about it in my other videos, so definitely go check that out, watch all my videos, and my growth with it and what I've noticed, you know, and stuff. I don't know if it's here on Instagram. I don't know where it is. I post somewhere everywhere. But ease, right? Flowing with ease so that everything can start coming to you with ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. Right? I like that, right? So this is about dissolving. This period is all about dissolving patterns that cause you to live on the surface, instead of paying attention to the beauty that is you, right? So it's all about your inner sanctuary too, healing that energy aspect, right? Definitely go follow and subscribe to my Instagram. You can subscribe, following and subscribing are two different options. But I do offer energy management solutions plus so much more. You can go over there at Enchantress, ENCHANTRESS. You can ask me questions over there to learn more if you are interested. There is hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of infinitely growing content that is exclusive to subscribers on my Instagram at Enchantress that is shared nowhere else. There are so many different dynamics, a variety of videos. There's tarot, there's this, there's that, but there's so much more. There is DIY, strategize, there is behind the scenes, there's inside scoops, there's printables, there are recipes, there are things to do, there are things for you to DIY yourself into full alchemy and alignment that is so beneficial for you. You can get one quantum bang for your buck, by subscribing. I guarantee you that you will love the manna over there. And as long as you implement it into your world in the way that it's going to be for you, because there is a mixed crowd over there. And the more that I receive subscribers, the more that I cater to the subscribers' needs. So every subscriber, there is something in there for everybody. And the moment you are in, I come, I welcome you in, I greet you, I show you around, I show you how to navigate the system. And upon meeting and greeting with you and getting to know you and your energy too, you best believe that there will be content created specific to you and your needs. That is guaranteed, okay? Anyways, with ease. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. I don't want to forget that one. So I'm going to put that there. All right. Right. So we want it to be easy to receive, right? And that might be the challenge. That's the challenge, right? Especially when it comes to love, right? Taking your time. Some people might feel a little bit rushed, like you don't got time. But like, what is time? When the right time comes, you will find the right one for you, and that person will stay forever, right? So yeah. So expect, because Venus is in Leo and as dramatic as can be, right? Our emotions are going to be heightened, very motherfucking sensitive, very vulnerable, right? And so a lot of our wild emotions will have us compelled to act. Right? So why? Because Leo has this affinity, right? Infinity, right? Infinity, right? Infinity. That's that figure 8, right? Infinity. For drama and theatrics. Right? So watch out for, all right. So for some here, if for those of you, so now those of you that are in relationships and stuff like that, and if you've had an inkling and stuff like that, that is the only way that it can apply, because there's nothing that's going to fly over your head. You know when you know. And it's not if you have unhealed aspects of yourself that are like trauma-filled, and because of that kind of stuff you don't trust anybody. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about that inkling, intuition that makes you think like, I don't know, something feels a little bit off here. Well, there you go, right? When you're in a love affair, right, you risk ending up with a broken heart. The best love affairs are those you never had, right? So light and fire. And then for others here too, many may have discovered fire, but women discovered how to play with it. So I'm playing with fire, right? Watching out for a certain kind of thing. So I don't know who this be for. So there could be also, because I just heard 2 scenarios right here and in my head, and I don't want any more of these to grow, because this is why I don't do a lot of this kind of stuff, because I get a lot of like drama. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then definitely go check out from a couple of years back my soap opera tarots. If you're into like soap opera, drama, theatrics, like you want to know the tea. I used to do a lot of those kind of readings too a few years ago and stuff like that, but I just don't, because I don't know, it's just I just don't. It's just a lot of like nosiness, a lot of energies, right? And it's just like tapping in like into stuff like that. But somebody here could be looking after your person and stuff like that, to see where there is a crack in the to be in. And then for those of you, you need to look out and trust your motherfucking intuition and stop acting like you don't see something, right? When you see something, say something, or investigate, or do whatever it is that you need to do, because something is not fucking right here. And if you don't feel it right, unless you got an open fucking relationship, then this is not the type of shit that you're looking for either. So anyways, the person that you should be with should never make you feel like you can't motherfucking trust them, period, point blank. And anybody that doesn't ease your worries, that's what I think about them, period. Right? So yeah. All right. Unless you're in an open relationship, this is not the type of shit that you need to trust your inkling, your intuition, or whatever kind of feeling that it is that you're getting that's revealing to you. And it's not so much to attack, it's to pay attention. Okay. All right. That's for whoever that's for. Let's put that away. This is why I don't do these kind of things. I get people that would be upset with me. Like, you know, I have people, I've done readings for people, I promise, all over the world. I have done thousands of readings. By this time now, I've done thousands of reading. Okay. And in all my, okay, maybe not thousands. That's that Leo sign, right? We're just dramatic. Hundreds. Okay, I've done lots of reading. Maybe it is. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm about to say thousands. I don't know, but that's just a lot of numbers. I've done hundreds upon hundreds of hundreds, maybe 1,000, at least 1,000. I've done a lot of reading because you got to remember, I'm a lifetime transcendentalist, and I've been reading since a small child. I've been reading since 3, 4, 5 years old. Even before I started reading the cards, which was around 4 and 5 years old, cartomancy and all this kind of stuff, I was reading, I was channeling, I was telling people shit that I don't even understand. My family used to tell me, why am I being so nosy? How am I supposed to know this information? Do you get what I'm saying? So, right? So, what was I saying? But yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, or if you want to see more of that kind of stuff, just let me know. Like, I'll think about it. Maybe I can do it every once in a while. So often, if you want to know like the scoop of certain kind of things and stuff like that. Because so I'm doing readings like, for people all over the world. And I've had readings where I'm not delivering the best of information. And or I should say what I have to say. Like, so I'm not saying it to ruin your day. I'm not saying it to it's for your own empowerment. Like, fuck that. Like, unless you want to live in denial, like, you know what I mean? And that's not for me. I'd rather know than not know. I don't know how I'm not gonna know though. Right? Clarification. Maybe you're like me in this department, clarification. I don't know how to say it properly, but either way, it's psychic smell. Right? I did a video on that. Okay, I'll link that too. Clarification. I'll put it in the community board, so definitely go check out the community board as well. Clarification and what that is and what that's about and stuff like that. But like, maybe you're the type of person that can smell infidelity, right? Like, if you're with someone and you're with a person, if they were to cheat on you or have an affair or talk to somebody or even get another fucking number, you smell it. Okay? It has nothing to do with odor. Right. Right. So, right. So, and remember too, this is a time, since we know that drama is up, theatrics is up, right? This is a good time to encourage journal writing. So instead of like being so dramatical, theatrical and stuff like that, either get into your creations, your creativity, or journal your fucking feelings. Like, that would be good, right? So that things can continue to go in your desired direction, right? By taking desired action that's going to be beneficial to what it is that you're trying to prepare to create, right? Because be prepared to react to things, right? But from your most highest of self. Right? And this is going to include all drama that you might cause, may cause, will cause, whatever the case may be, and drama that other people cause, right? So take up yoga, breathing, tai chi, qigong, martial arts like kickboxing, ninjutsu, some, dance, and a sport, pickleball, tennis, like basketball, like whatever the case may be, but take stuff or start exercising or something to channel your breath, your connection with your body and your breath and all this kind of stuff. Because remember too, after this, we're going to be in the shadow period of Mercury retrograde. Seriously. You think I'm kidding? I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. All right. So just remember your heart space, right? Connecting to your breath and your body, right? Go outside, stare at the sky, go for a walk, climb a mountain, right? Forbidden love. You see what I'm saying? Why? Forbidden love is a love that can last a long time but hurt you the most, right? So for some of you too, you might feel like there is a forbidden love that This is for those that long for certain type of individuals and people, right? Like that, right? So this is like longing for a love that just keeps on forbidding you, right? It's not that there's so much forbidden love. Yes, there's only excuses, and I'm sorry that I'm saying it that way. That's what I hear. I'm not even saying it. Just understand the channel that it's filtering in through at this time. It's not even me speaking it at this time. This forbidden love, the lie that needs to be surfaced, put to the surface, is that the only reason it's forbidden is because it's denied. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's big. The forbidden love, or the longing of the love, right? This could be even in the name of the guise of soulmate, twin flame, all this kind of stuff. Oh, that's my person, and all this kind of stuff. And it might be forbidden. It might feel forsaken. It might feel like Romeo and Juliet style and stuff. The forbidden is that it's denied, and it's denied by the two people that it is required to play out the part of the partnership. Lack of commitment is not forbidden love. Right? So passionate admirer, right? So love is admiration, right? So look at love is admiration that comes with patience. Lust is an admiration that comes with impatience, right? And a lot of the times that draw to that conditioning that will make you chase after that which you feel like you never can get, and it only makes you want it more. That is a state of conditioning. For whoever is here that I'm picking up on that is very upset by what it is that I'm saying, I'm really, really, really hugging you right now. And maybe you need to go cry it out. And it's okay, because you deserve love, an actual love that's not forbidden, forsaken, or denied. And if we need to rip the wool from your eyes so that you can see that you deserve honesty, love, to be treasured, cherished, and adored, not denied, lied, or made to feel like you got to chase something in this life, long for something in this life, that is the fucking lie. Sounds more like a karmic to me. So learning the discernment to not carry the same cycle of torturous relationship cycles, of this cat and mouse chase, this twin flame soulmate longing, I'll wait for you, you wait, and we just need each other, love each other, are good for each other, bad for each other, all this kind of shit is bullshit. It's toxic. And the more you hang on to that, the passionate admirers, the healthy ones, can't find you. This energy, this retrograde is intense. It's going to be causing explosions from the heart, right? But they're not going to be able to be denied. Even if you continue the cycle and don't put in the effort, the work, make the change, the shift that's needed, and all this kind of stuff for success and all this kind of stuff, it doesn't mean the explosion is not going to take place. Especially if you've been betrayed so much, especially these last 8 years or so, right? So any energies that have been about betrayal, that you can expect to surface too during this Venus in retrograde, right? So just give it space, the space that it needs, right? Hold it in the space, let it be felt, and let it be healed. Find true happiness. I can cry, because that's what you should have in your life. Happiness is measured by the amount of love that you impart and that you receive in return. So any wounds, though wounds they may be, it's going to need to resurface, because it's time for these overwhelming feelings to be healed. Let your heart know what it wants. Let your heart hear what it wants. Let you hear what you want, because you're here for it. Let your understanding work with your understanding. Treat your heart the way you always want to be treated. Unconditional love, respect, honor, admiration, loyalty. Successfully, prosperously, abundantly. So what's most important about this Venus in retrograde time is being honest with ourselves at this time, with how we feel about everything and anything under the sun, moon, stars, galaxy, reality that we find ourselves in. The question is not if you're feeling something, it's what you're feeling. Do you understand what you're feeling? Travel through that. Allow it to unfold as it's needed. Stop trying to hide your tears, your pain. Allow yourself to fucking feel. Even if it's seen by other people. Especially so. Allow this ripping, this stripping to take place. This is only deepening that which is your relationship with yourself at this time. And yes, it'll expand out onto others. Let your heart know that it's mother fudging safe for you to be outside. That it's safe for you to feel right now. Tell yourself, know for yourself that I am accepted. I am loved. I am loved with all my emotions, with all my personalities. It's about regulating your emotions in a more healthier, wealthier, stealthier way, not in a suppressing, oppressing way that denies you expression. It's about embracing your emotions, allowing yourself to feel them, lean into them, learn your energy, emotional sphere. True happiness is here. I need to shift a little bit. I need to move my body. I'll be back. Okay, so welcome back, right? So we have a quick little pick a card for you who is tapped in, turned on, tuned in here, right? So although all three might apply, nobody's saying that it won't. I want you to just, for this purpose, for this moment right now, choose one, right? Is the moon. I think this is like I don't even know what it's called. I don't know what that's called, but it looks like rings, right? So yeah, and then this, I believe it's just the harvest, because that's what I know it as, the harvest, the moon, and okay, rings, right? Yeah, whatever. So for our Venus in retrograde, there's going to be many different kind of things that we do here. We're going to play the intuition game too and stuff like that, and we'll probably do another pick a card as well. We're going to be pulling cards throughout the whole entire thing, so like don't get so caught up in like, oh my gosh, no, right? But this is just to offer you more guidance, more highlight, more inner sight, more, quantum evolution for you on your own evolution, insight, and just mana for you to eat all up, right? And take with you. So what other what else is being worked on? That's how I'm looking at this, right? Because this deck is all about right, true love and stuff like that, right? And how it will guide you to new levels of understanding, confidence, and trust, right? So these cards will shine a light so you can attract and create the love you desire, right? So learn about what you truly need in relationships and what you long for and how to attract it into your life as you become more emotionally and spiritually fulfilled. Right? Imbued with healing energy and color, the cards have been channeled through the highest frequency by the artist Lori Banks. Okay. So these will read from the book as well. Okay. So do you choose the moon? Do you choose the rings? Or do you choose the harvest? What do you choose? All right. Well, if you choose the moon, here we go. Look at pretty. Forgiveness. I forgive myself. I am forgiven. Okay. When you forgive yourself and others, you create more space for light and love to flow in. The quickest and simplest way to reconnect with your greatest sense of personal worth and let more love into your life is to forgive yourself completely. You don't even have to know what you are forgiving yourself for. The angels understand that feeling guilty about a whole array of things has been an ongoing part of our lives, and now they say it is time to let that go. The strange thing about guilt is that you can carry it without even realizing it, and it is often about trivial or long forgotten events. As you repeat the mantra below, the vibration of these beautiful words will flow through you. Forgiveness is synonymous with love, acceptance, and nurturing, and spiritual maturity, because in reality, none of these energies are separate from one another. They all work together. The uplifting vibration gently and gradually dissolves all the guilt and self-blame you might have stored in your physical cells, your chakras, and your energy fields or aura. Letting go of all these old energies is a relief, and as the darkness disappears, it creates space for more light and and love to flow in. So the more you use this mantra, the lighter and brighter you will feel, literally. Most people think that the forgiveness is about forgiving someone else. But when you start with self-forgiveness, you quickly feel more lovable and find it much easier to accept others and forgive willingly when you need to. This creates space in your life for more joy and deeper personal connections. The forgiveness mantra. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I am forgiven. That is beautiful. And that is so tied with this whole Venus in retrograde, right? Right? Because even though it's considered unfavorable, right? This whole entire eruption of taking place, right? Bringing to the surface that which is, and this is number 14, right? Which equates to 5. It could be a life path number 5. But it's all about, I'm sorry, I'm shifting again, but it's all about change, right? It's all about change. It's all about transformation, and it's all about going through, like, having this catalyst, right, for the emerging you to emerge. This catalyst, this shift must occur, like, I don't know, anyways, whatever. Moving on to the ring. So this one comes with 2 because I had put an extra card in this deck. It just didn't come with it. I just put it in there because it was like the same size. And so resolving anger fell out too. And I was like, if this card comes out, it's quite obvious. So I wanted to include this for it so you didn't see it. But I didn't see any of the cards. I'm just saying, because this one is like this, conflict reminds me when I need more space for myself, right? So anyways, so this one, maturity. Okay. 23, you could be 23 years old, you could be 32 years old, you could be 41 years old, you could be life path number 5, right? You could be 55 years old, you could be life path number 2, life path number 3, even life path number 1. You don't have to be. Remember, I just say these things. Maturity. An emotionally mature person knows that they are responsible for their own happiness. What? I love this. I love this. I love how it's all compounding together, right? So one of the most unsettling and disappointing characteristics of many relationships is the lack of emotional maturity on one or both sides. And we were talking about that with the relationships, right? Like a leveling of emotional security that you need with your life partner. And if you don't have that with your current partner, that's something for you to reconsider. Is this fixable? Is this solvable, Jewel? I don't know how to say that word, but is this something that is workable? Is this something that I'm content with, or am I settling for? You get what I'm saying? Like that too, right? So an entire book could be written about that subject, but we can boil it down to one powerful truth. An emotionally mature person knows that their partner is not responsible for making them feel happy, attractive, secure, or lovable. And that's so true too. Right? If you're looking for your partner or person to make you happy, then that's unfair and unjust. And you need to really check yourself, right? And know that you are the only person that can fill it your cup in. And the idea is that when you find a partner, it's complementary, right? Where you uplift each other, where you fill one another, you pour into each other equally, right? Even then, sometimes it's not going to be of equal measure, but it's equally all the same, right? But if you're expecting this person to make me happy, right? I don't even think you should be in a relationship, honestly. That's my truth. I'm always going to feel that way. If you're that type of person that looks for other people to supply you with the contentment that you need, the entertainment that you need, and all this kind of shit, I think that you should stay away from being in a relationship. I don't know. Anyways, let me just finish reading this. An entire book could be written about this subject, but we can boil it down to one powerful truth. An emotionally mature person knows that their partner is not responsible for making them feel happy, attractive, secure, or lovable. An emotionally mature person knows that they are responsible for themselves in all of these ways. If you genuinely wish to attract an emotionally mature partner or want to improve the level of emotional maturity in your current relationship, then you must be willing to look at yourself first. No matter who you are, your childhood, other experiences in young adulthood, and past lifetimes will have influenced you to believe that certain areas of your well-being are someone else's responsibility. Oh my gosh. And then what I'm receiving for those who may have picked this one here, right? So maybe you suffer from like even like it can even be bipolar. And again, I'm not touching, like I'm not insulting, I'm not like whatever the case may be, but either way, we're owning our emotions and knowing the challenging and the how conflicting these things kind of could be, right? But it's like working on your anger and maturing that anger, because you might have a sense of victimization to you in some kind of way, or entitlement. If it's not victimization, it's entitlement, that or it could be a mix of both, victimization with entitlement, right? That causes you to lash out even angrily at people, at your partner, family, friends, animals, things like that, right? Like because of your discontent within your own life vessel being and all this kind of stuff. And it's great, because if you're here and you're receiving this, you're listening to this, that means that you're on a whole other type of evolution for all itself. So the fact that you're even able to sit here and be like, okay, well, I'm here, right? That means you're evolutionary. That means you're working on yourself. That means that's wonderful. But what I'm saying is that you can relate to anger then, right? You can relate to anger and resolving anger and having anger towards the people closest to you too, right? Because that's sometimes how it be, right? The people closest to us get it the worst. Why does it have to be that way? You know what I mean? Why does it have to be that the people closest to us get it the worst? Shouldn't they get our best? I think about that. Like as a mother, right? As a friend, as a, like these things that I am to people, as a lover, as a mother, as a this, as that. I want to be the best I can be for you. And that takes a leveling of maturity. It really, really does, right? Like, it doesn't make it the easiest, right? This is, I guess, like, even for me, like, I tend to hermit. So when I'm in a funky kind of mood and I don't want to be bothered, it doesn't mean that I don't ever give attitude to people when they don't deserve it. I'm human. Sometimes I might have, like, a tone, like, the fuck off, leave me alone tone, and somebody doesn't deserve that from me. But I tend to isolate anyways, right? When I'm in a type of funk or mood, because I know it's not fair to have a tone with someone else that doesn't deserve a tone from me, or have an attitude with people just because I'm in a mood. So I'd rather just be by myself, surround myself with, my mystical beings and animals, and, and keep my interactions with other people limited, because I'm volatile or I'm sensitive right now. Like, don't be on the internet too much either, because I might get upset, and so, like, I just feel like learning to, like, really like, this is a good time too, because we're talking about Venus and retrograde, and I'm going into these cards and I'm going into scenarios and things like that too. But just being aware of the fact that you have this opportunity to really become truly aware of where you are the problem, where you are the pattern, where you are choosing to continue the cycle, where you are really the cause and effect of everything. And I think that's an amazing place to be, because that's like opening the portal door to your own levelings of accountability, like true accountability for all that you are. And that's a beautiful space to be. That's a growing pain though. It really is a growing pain. Right? Sorry, I got cuteness right here, like emerging out. You're waking up. I love when you say she just came closer. Right. So let me finish reading that. Right. Sorry, I went off on a tangent. I didn't mean to, but it's just emotions, right? Like, and this could be too silent. You might, right? Because what I'm picking up on here is like even silent spite. Oh, so let's heal that. This is why it's coming up, right? It's coming up here to heal that, to extract that, to fucking to cleanse that from you, to purify that, to transform that, identify that within yourself, so that you can know where it comes from, that why you want to be spiteful with people. Like, even if they don't even know, some people might not even know that you're being spiteful towards them. But for whoever chose this. So this could be like not doing something that you knew that you could have done, but it was just silent spite, like you weren't trying to be helpful. Or it's like, right, because you're bothered by something, right? Or this could be like even being petty about certain type of things, stirring pots and places, right? Because you're bothered, so you push buttons. You get what I mean? So it's healing these aspects, right? You might even have Leo in your chart, dominant somewhere in your chart, whether it's sun, moon, rising. It could be 51. You've been born 1965. You could be life path number 5, 6, or 7. It could be 41. It could be 42. You'd have been born in 1981, 1985, 1984, 1982, I said, 1990, 1991. You could be 49 years old. You could be 59 years old. You could be 61. You could be 62. You could be 63 or 4. You could be 48. You could be 49. I said that, right? 45. It could be life path number 8. Right? Could have been more 1981, 1987, 1997. It could be a Cancer. You could be a Scorpio. Have these in your chart. Right? It could be an Aries. You've been born in 1972. You could be 27 years old. You could be 37 years old. You'd have been born in 1966, 1999. Right? It's a 51. You could be 41. You could be 42. They've been born in 1977, 1978. You can have Aquarius in your chart, Scorpio in your chart, Virgo, Aries, I said, right? What are the signs? Scorpio. Right? Could be a female. You don't have to be male. You could be male too. Right? You could have a moon in you have a double moon. So you could have like your moon and your sun sign could be the same, or your moon and your rising sign can be the same with your sun or something. Like you have a double something in your thing. Something doubled. You could be 23. All right. Hold on. No. All right. So where were we? Right. So if you so an entire book could be written about the subject, but we can boil it down to one powerful truth. An emotionally mature person knows that their partner is not responsible for making them feel happy, attractive, secure, or lovable. An emotionally mature person knows that they are responsible for themselves in all of these ways. If you generally wish to attract an emotionally mature partner or want to improve the level of emotional maturity in your current relationship, then you must be willing to look at yourself first. No matter who you are, your childhood, other experiences in young adulthood, and past lifetimes will have influenced you to believe that certain areas of your well-being are someone else's responsibility. You have drawn this card today because the universe wants you to experience real love, happiness, attractiveness, and security, not the false versions that evaporate the minute you are on your own. Take some time to contemplate your emotional maturity. Write your feelings in a journal or meditate, right? Let your inner, some of these might be you might open up to channeling in this way. This is great, right? So writing, right? Because you might have different fields of consciousness existing within your whole entire being. This is from my spiritualist too, you know what I mean? Like, so you, for those of you that this might be the case, the anger might be from the lack of channel that you allow to filter through your entire system. So once you start getting into a channeling flow, right? Maybe that's why you found my channel. Maybe the reason you found my channel is because you too are a channel for divine communication. And so the anger and stuff like that, and the resentment and stuff like that, and the forgiveness. So you might want to look at card number 1 too, right? About forgiveness. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I am forgiven. Right? Type of thing. I tell you, there's going to be a little bit in here for everybody. Okay. Okay. Right. So let your inner guidance show you where you can love, acknowledge, and support yourself more. Your beloved is there to complement and enhance your existing emotional maturity, to add to your life, and for you to be an asset to his or hers. The sooner you are prepared to take responsibility for your own happiness, the sooner a loving partner will become available to multiply that happiness. I love that, right? I love that. And if you chose, right? Crossroads. Intimacy, right? And that's going to be deep for a lot of yous too. So a deepening of intimacy, or the desire for your intimacy, and getting clear, transparent with yourself, or cleansing waters too, in regards to how you allow yourself to receive, being like, well, you know what I hear, being soft, right? Go definitely watch my Venus and Leo and my other videos too, because there was a video about being softer, right? Being softer, opening up to the softness in you. So it's like it's like saying, "Oh, love." Meanwhile, it would be nice. Or it's like saying, I don't want to be in a relationship, but it would be nice. Or I don't need no man, I don't need no woman, I don't want none of this, and it's just softening to the idea of closeness too. And then also intimacy with your partner, for those of you that are with a partner, like real intimacy. This could be even tantric, this could be sensual. This is like bonding time, right? You could be life path number 8, life path number 1. You could have been born in 1981, right? Intimacy. And then, be too, because like one of the things, like with this transit, right, and Venus in retrograde, right, this is an opportunity, right, to feel our inner goddess, inner god, right, inner king, inner queen, right, and Leo, right, is the sign of this royalty, right, this loyalty, right. So it's saying roar, let yourself roar, rule from your heart space, right? So to listen to your heart every single day, right? Meditate with it, right? Be open to exploring new ways of heart communication with your intimate partner, right? With your life partner, your husband, your wife, whatever this is, right? But also with yourself. Show up from your heart space, right? Allowing the love of your heart to empower you to make every single decision. Right, let's read this from this card before I just keep going off. Right, true intimacy occurs when you reveal the tender, innocent, and idealistic side of yourself. Be open to its loving influence in your life. So it's being vulnerable with your partner too. And so for those of you that I was talking about, with being with someone where it's going to be either the make or the break, like where you might be dealing with a different element. And so you're learning each other's love language and stuff like that, but you're on the same page. So you're just going to be working through this complementary partner that you found, right? You're working through some challenges and things like that too in your intimacy. And so you're working and you're finding things that you both like to do or can do together to explore some more and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So being tender, being, like if you were friends, that's why I'm a big advocate on friendship. Like I believe that if you can be friends first without the relationship, without get past that lust, get past that lust. Because when that lust is gone, what do you got? You know what I mean? I think friendship is highly underrated when it comes to people hooking up in this hookup culture. Right? So I just think that, it's powerful, right? And anyways, let me finish reading. So true intimacy is the powerful and beautiful energy that will transform your relationships. Most of us have experienced physical intimacy during sex, yet we all know that sex, no matter how good, does not sustain a full relationship. Emotional and spiritual intimacies are the key to a deeper interpersonal connection. And also friendship, I'm adding. Now I see why I was talking about friendship. In recent years, intimacy between friends and partners have been replaced by the sharing of emotional and spiritual wounds, but the angels and guides say that your potential or existing partner is not meant to be your healer or therapist. No. An existing partner is not meant to be your... Wait, all right. I lost my space. Hold on. In fact, all right. So in recent years, intimacy between friends and partners has been replaced by the sharing of emotional and spiritual wounds. But the angels and guides say that your potential or existing partner is not meant to be your healer or therapist. In fact, a tendency to bring your past hurts and disappointments into conversations with your beloved can actually keep them alive or unconsciously make your partner feel responsible for fixing you and your problem. Right? Those matters are best dealt with by an objective and caring professional. The kind of intimacy your heart truly, right? That's another thing too, right? Like people, like we wanted to be in a relationship and they don't even got their life together. Right? And I'm not knocking people that meet each other at the perfect opportune time in their lives where they might be reestablishing their life together and they find true intimacy with one another and they can build together. I'm not talking about that. So don't be offended by that. But I'm just saying, like, people would be like, yo, can I take you on a date or something like that? And meanwhile, they're like shuffling jobs and shit like that. Or, you know, like, or, and I just, I don't know. I don't have examples. I don't have these poor examples to give. But, you know, like, you'll know it for what it is. But, what was I saying? Right. So, right. But like, yeah. Or people be like coming and to you with their insecurity, with their negativity. And then they want you to, there we go. And then they want you to, feed them like, no, you're beautiful. Or, no, like, you know, like, it's just like coddling like that, coddling, like, insecurity, the coddling of a toxicity, coddling of all this kind of stuff. And that shit is just like unappealing. It's very unattractive. That's not somebody's job to do. Now, if you find somebody that wants to do that for you and that's what you're into, then that's a kink. You know what I mean? But that's not has nothing to do with being complimentary. We're talking about healthy, wealthy, stealthy relationships here, right? So anyways, right. So the kind of intimacy your heart truly desires shows up when you and your partner reveal the innocent, tender, idealistic, and creative sides of yourself to one another. These parts of your personality are often playful, cheeky, irreverent, childlike, and joyful. You're not concerned about what the neighbors think. Oh, exactly. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Anyways, I'm not going to go there. Of course, intimacy can include sharing your secret fears with your partner too, but do so in a way that makes it clear that you are simply revealing an intimate truth about yourself rather than burdening your beloved with your concerns. Right? It doesn't mean that you don't go through things like your daily lives with people. Like, so you have a partner and you had a bad day at work and venting to your partner at home. We're not talking about that. We're talking about this shit happened to you 20, 25 years ago, 15 years ago, 10 years ago. And your partner is the one that you still fucking go to and because you don't let it go. Like, you know, that type of shit we're talking about here. Right. So, intimacy also includes physical closeness without sex feeding one another, washing or styling your partner's hair, placing a blanket over your partner when they fall asleep, or having a bath together are just a few examples. Some of the most profound, intimate moments happen when there is no conversation at all and your beautiful connection is enhanced by a glorious sunset or graceful bird on the wing. You have drawn this card today because your soul longs for you to understand how real intimacy arises and to make yourself available to its loving influences from now on. Moving forward, right? This is Venus in retrograde. All right, so that was our first little pick a card thing here. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, we're moving on. We're moving along. We're moving along. We're moving along. Okay, so we are going to travel. For those of you tapped in, turned on, tuned in. Ooh, right? We're going to travel love themes, right? What is your love theme? right? I'm going to be doing different scenarios and different things. So don't get caught up if I start talking about one and you're like, that's not me. Just be patient, right? Throw your energy out into the universe so it can get picked up and I'll channel it in here, right? Too, right? Because you're opening the passageways, the pathway to love, right? So what is your love theme? This Venus in retrograde, right? Let's do it like that, right? Let's do it like a pick card, right? What is your love theme? Let's travel. Let's travel through your love theme, this Venus in retrograde. Oh, okay. 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 Here we go. There we go. That's some storyboardish too. Alrighty. What is your love theme? Which card do you choose? Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I know it could be scary, right? But let's think about that, right? Right. So, right, because this retrograde, right, it's an opportunity to connect with our heart on the deepest level imaginable, right? So let's feel its strength. Let's receive its resilience and its power, right? Let's feel life and live life from our heart, right? Let's be unstoppable in this department, right? Let's feel deeply. Let's love loudly. Let's do these things. Let's experience beauty all around us, right? Let us learn so that we can earn, right? Let us learn so we can earn. Let us connect with new ways of loving ourselves in ways that are healing, right? Let's break every single old pattern condition that does not serve us. Let us bring to focus that which we need to bring into focus so that we can irradiate our greatness into this world and live happily, abundantly, prosperously in every single kind of way, right? So let us lead with our heart. Every day we want it to be the greatest new day of our lives. And even if we are challenged in any kind of way, we are in our alchemize, right? We're in our line. So we stand by it. We release all doubt that does not serve. We're trusting in our heart, trusting and knowing in our path, right? So we're knowing that, right? All right. What is our theme? Which card do you choose? 1, 2, 3, or 4? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let me know in the comments. Don't be afraid. I want to be able to connect with you more. So you got to play with me. Come play with me. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one are you picking? Let me know before you see which it is. Be truthful, be honest, be real, be raw, be authentic. Oh. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So back to here. Right. What is your theme? This, what is it? Venus? In retrograde, right? Okay, where is my, oh, I'm like, where did this go? I was looking for it. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4, 3, 2, 1. You can choose more than one. You can, all may apply. Nobody's saying that, but I'm just saying for this moment in time. What is your scene? What is your act? What is your role? What is the Venus in retrograde theme for you? Part of your theme for you, because remember, this is a whole evolutionary video. This is just a little piece of a part. Don't, oh, Aiden's here to fuck shit up. Somebody might, right? You stay away, okay? You are too cute, but you are. All right, so let's hurry up. Let me show you all, right? We're gonna show you all because Eden's nearby, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then we'll go into it, right? So if you chose 1, masquerade ball, a night of passion, embracing a whole new identity. Go, girl, seek happy nights to happy days. Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance. Act 1, scene 4, right? And here, so you have your theme, the masquerade ball. You might be dating and stuff like that, or either way, your suitor or something. Either way, we'll tap into that. Hold on. 2. Theme, secret help, keeping secrets, anonymous goodwill. For this alliance may so happy prove to turn your household rancor to pure love. Ooh, Act 2, Scene 3. Okay. For those of you that chose this one here, right? And for those of you that chose 3. Fall in love, enchanting love, prodigious birth of love. It is to me, Act 1, Scene 5. What? Falling in love. This, all right, Venus in retrograde time, right? And if you chose this one, 4, right? Okay. Symbol of love, union, soul connection, right? How well my comfort is revived by this. A revival, Act 3, Scene 1, right? So here we are. So your themes, right, at this time, right? So you got this masquerade ball. Let me see what it says here. Act 1, Scene 4. Romeo and Benvolio approach the Capulets' party with their friend Mercutio and others wearing their disguises, customly donned by maskers. Romeo is anxious because of an ominous dream. Mercutio mocks him with a speech about a dream-giving queen of fairies, right? So yeah, so this is a time for you, like in this time, right? Venus in retrograde time. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Oh, hold on 1 second, please. This is Venus in retrograde. So for you, this could be my abstinence crew, my celibate crew, right? My virgin crew here too. And this could also be some my newly single crew here, or giving yourself a space and time to really believe in like you have hope. So this is like a restoration of your own hope in regards to love, right? So especially if you've been withdrawn, especially, or maybe inactive, right? Because if you're part of my abstinent celibate crew, it's not that you've been withdrawn, it's that you've been inactive, knowing that in divine right time, when that time comes in a line, there's not going to be any mistake, and when that time comes for you, you will be doing the doopty doopty do, you know what I'm saying? Right? But right? So in the but in the meantime, right? There's a restoration of hope, right? So there's going to be massive healing. So this is a mixed crowd for this here who chose this one, right? Because you're going to be healing, breaking old patterns, right? And bringing to focus your inner radiance, right? So for some, it's going to be a mix of healing, breaking old patterns. You might already be there, and now you're just focusing on your inner radiance, because maybe now you're realizing, you know what? I desire passion and intimacy, right? So this could be my abstinent celibate and virgins saying, I want to put myself out there energetically. It doesn't mean, oh my God, I need to go on dating. Because look, I'm going to put myself out there. Doesn't mean I'm going on a fucking dating app. Like, fuck out of here. It just means you're now energetically putting yourself out there. And so as within exudes on out, right? Which reminds me to all right, I'm gonna write this in here. I'm gonna create for my subscribers, create for subscribers on Instagram. Hey. Oh, I'm gonna create for my subscribers on Instagram and a love letter activation ceremony for you to do yourself, DIY. Oh my God. So if you're interested in that, like, and it's something you don't need much to do. Or I'm going to tell you what to do, and all you have to do is take that which is being told to you to do, and you'll see, like, it's gonna be like I said, on Instagram, my subscriber platform, there's infinite DIY strategy content and stuff like that. So this is creating the atmospheric shift by creating the tangible thing to alchemize with word alchemy, because I'm a word alchemist, right? It's the word alchemy that makes it the magic, right? Word alchemy tool for you to use to call in, because you're ready, right? This is for if you're ready, right? For those of you that are ready for that now, right? So you want to lead with your heart, right? For you to call in your divine complementary partner, period, right? So if you're interested in that, follow me on Instagram at Enchantress and subscribe to my Instagram too. All right. Those are two different options there. Right. So, okay. So what I'm picking up, right? So secret help, keeping secrets, anonymous goodwill. For this alliance may so prove to turn your household's rancor to pure love. Act 2, Scene 3. So I feel like even here too, there may be a secret engagement. For those of you that might be here, you might be in a secret relationship or in a partnership that nobody knows about or knows very little about, right? Or you keep it private, right? You keep it private. And so there's secret help. Like, so what I'm saying, so this could be even planning a wedding, planning something, or even just like, or this could be the pairing. You could be in a courtship. I feel like this is a courtship too, but let me see what it says here too. For those of you, so this could be a courtship that happens after this whole Venus and retrograde time, right? Hold on. And then what I also heard when I went to press record again, is like keeping your stuff private, because you might be in a loving relationship, in a happy relationship, and with the way that this world is today, it seems like people can't be fucking genuinely happy for other people. They seem to have something that is healthy, wealthy, stealthy, or good, or something like that, or pleasant, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, you mean you're smiling today? Oh, you like your partner, or whatever. And so you might be starting to to keep it to yourselves, or you might have a private life. And this too, I'm gonna go off of love here, like, just because even though it's love, like, I just feel like it's life too. So for those of you that picked this, you might be a really good person. You might give a lot, like, in secret. So you might be a donor. You might be you might donate, like I said, a lot. You might volunteer a lot. You might invest in other people. You might be a silent investor. You might be like a white knight. Like, you might be like a superhero. Like, you get what I mean? You may not look at yourself like that. I don't think so. But it's kind of like, so you might do a lot of good deeds in like, nobody knows. Not that nobody knows, it's just that it's not like you announce it. Like, you do it because you do it, like, because you're a good fucking person, period. But either way, all right, going back to like love, because that's what else I was picking up. So that's Act 2, Scene 3. Act 2, Scene 3. Determined to marry Juliet, Romeo hurries to Friar Lawrence. The friar agrees to marry them, expressing the hope that the marriage may end the feud between their families. Right? So, and so for those of you that pick this, you might be in a complicated situation where you might come from two different cultures. You might meet somebody from a different culture than you. You might get married, or you might be married out of convenience. I hear that might apply to everybody. But it suits you. It helped you. Like, you used your marriage to benefit, like, both of you. It's like it was like, so it's like, how like when people have those arranged marriages or something like that, and it's supposed to benefit both families in some kind of degree or some kind of way, something like that, like something with your union, right? So maybe that's the type of divine union you're supposed to have, or maybe you're secretly getting married, or maybe you're secretly married. maybe people don't agree with your relationship or preference or choice or something, and so you live not so much in secret but so much more in private, I feel like. And I just feel like there's a leveling of happy in that, right? Because it's mutual love, or you're meant to have mutual love. Right, remember, we're reading this even if it's past, present, future, and all this kind of stuff, because I'm just receiving a lot of different kind of things and messages that this could be for the type of people that I pick. Now that I'm realizing and I'm starting to better understand my analytics, I still don't freaking really understand all the analytics and stuff like that. But what I can see, even though, whatever the case may be, is that people are watching, right? And so even if people don't show that they're watching and all this kind of stuff, I'm still picking up on so many varying scenarios. So it's like there's different energies here. And so I'm just going to throw them all out as I receive them and speak them into, like, this and stuff like that. So, right. Right. So, yeah. So yeah, it's like keeping it private to keep it peaceful too, right? I'm sorry, but I gotta take a cute picture of this fucking cat because she's just so cute. She stalks me. She stalks me. Oh wait, you moved right when. Oh no, I got it. There. Stay still. Stay still. Eden. Oh gosh. All right. Anyway, she's just cute. All right, so for those of you that chose this, falling in love, prodigious birth of love, it is to me. So this Venus in retrograde is like helping you, I feel like, shed your skin, like to fall in love, to allow the energy to support your heart, right? So being open for this once in a lifetime, right, chance experience, to experience the highest love imaginable that brings you to the center of your own fucking being, right? So this is like like falling in love. I hate using these fucking terminologies and all this kind of stuff, but I'm gonna say it anyways, because people will understand it. Soulmate, twin flame, all this kind of stuff, like that type of energy of meeting a counterpart that is divine for you and healthy for you, wealthy for you, stealthy for you, right? At this time, complementary to you and things like that, baby. Right? So and how this can be, right, affecting during this time. So the resistance, right? Like, so let me see the storyline surrounding this. Baby. So, right. Right. So I feel like, because look, it twice like a masculine energy comes up. So I feel like for this, like whether you are a male or female, this is not gender specific, right? This is just in terms of action, like yang energy, taking action. So it's like someone that was resistant, right, is like tired, like fed up of doing certain kind of things on their own. Like they want to be with someone, they want to stop fronting like they can do it all on their own, like something like that, right? Like and instead wants a partner. So you're dealing with someone that wants like a partner, right? But let's go to that. So that's Act 1, Scene 5. But there's a challenge because I go with the number, right? 5, right? You could be a life path number 6 too, right? So there might be some, because this is all that Romeo and Juliet type of theme anyways, right? So there can be still some resistance to love. It's just like, maybe a person was thinking they were not going to ever settle down. You know what I mean? Like something like that too. So it's like this Venus in retrograde, right? It's it when it's moving, right? And stuff like that, it's could be considered unfavorable because it's going to bring up touchy subjects, right? And things like that. But that's not what's happening here, right? It's here. It's allowing us to really, really, really be the person we are meant to be. And that's going to mean to stand up for yourself, especially when it comes to love. So breaking old patterns is going to be necessary at this time, right? to allow you to live in the vibration of love. Like looking at what relationships are forming or ready to form. What or who are you now ready for in your life? What are you ready to attract and draw into your life, right? How can this energy support your heart and your decisions to being open to receiving love, right, at this time? Letting love into your life at this time, being willing, right, to risk whatever was the fear before, letting that go, risk getting hurt, right? Just because your heart is telling you what it wants. And now you are allowing yourself to really give yourself that. You know? Let me see what it said. Act 1, Scene 5. Capulet welcomes the disguised Romeo and his friends. Romeo, watching the dance, is caught by the beauty of Juliet. Overhearing Romeo ask about her, Tybalt recognizes his voice and is enraged at the intrusion. Romeo then meets Juliet and they fall in love. Not until they are separated do they discover that they belong to enemy houses. Right? So, oh my gosh. And then you know what I just got from here too? I feel like let's say like you go out, right? So for those of you that chose this one here, right? Like you go somewhere and you meet someone like on some random shit. Like let's say you go to a dinner with friends or something, and then you meet someone briskly, fastly, like, and it's just like life altering or something like that. Like falling in love, like because of all this retrograding and all this work that you're doing and this evolutionary stuff, like and you, oh my gosh, and for how I said I was going to, if you've been tapped in for this whole fucking video, then good, then you know what I'm talking about when I said that I was going to make that letter for subscribers, right? Right, creating the love letter activation ceremony, right? So let's say you did the love letter activation ceremony, right? And then now you go out and it's just like synchronicity, alignment, like you meet this person. So this could be a meeting coming to you within the next 1 to 5 months. And all of it unfolding within the next 1 to 5 years. And for those of, because now I'm hearing like for those of you in a relationship, right? And you chose to say like, bitch, this don't apply, right? Then it don't apply. But either way, for those of you that are in a relationship, I feel like there may have been things that pulled you guys closer together. So upon meeting and stuff like that, there was kind of like a whirlwind or some kind of taken aback by the toxicities or experience from one or both of you from before. And so like this meeting was like not a love at first sight. It doesn't have to be, but yeah, maybe it was, right? And so now, right, time has come. You could have been together for anywhere from 1 to 5 years, like, you know, together, married, or like whatever the case may be. And so now there's some kind of so like you could even be renewing something or learning something more about each other. Like now like this Venus in retrograde could be that you are falling in love again, right? Because before, in the beginning, there may have been a lot of chaos, a lot of like drama, a lot of trauma in the beginning of your relationship, not necessarily together, but amongst others around you, maybe in your own life or something like that. And so you never, even though you fell in love, whirlwind, you found your life partner, you got your support and all this kind of stuff, or whatever the case may be. And now it's a different stage. You're not in that chaos anymore, right? And so it's like falling in love all over again, giving yourselves the deserved space, time, and floor to really flourish in that love some more. So it'll be like a renewal of love. That's what I'm here for, whoever this could be for. If you chose this one and you're in a relationship and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be, right? Okay. And for those of you that choose this, right? Living from your heart, symbol of love, union, soul connection. How well my comfort is revived by this. So maybe there's a contingency revived. Like I feel like these two going together too, right? But either way, 3, 4, right? Act 3, scene 1. Let's see. Act 3, Scene 1. Mercutio and Benvolio encounter Tybalt on the street. As soon as Romeo arrives, Tybalt tries to provoke him to fight. When Romeo refuses, Mercutio answers Tybalt's challenge. They duel and Mercutio is fatally wounded. Romeo then avenges Mercutio's death by killing Tybalt in a duel. Benvolio tries to persuade the prince to excuse Romeo's slaying of Tybalt. However, the Capulets demand that Romeo pay with his life. The prince instead banishes Romeo from Verona. Right. So I feel like for those of you, this is like a whole mixed crowd here. So for those of you here, there might be an ending to something. And for those of you here, there might be a beginning to something. Right. But it's in regards to a painful, I don't want to say painful. I feel like the lesson here is how uncomfortable are you ready to be to let go of all imagery of how something's supposed to look like, taste like, be like, right? It's just like, I feel like so for this, because I'm getting like mixed feelings about this one, right? I feel like for some of you, you're like in a loveless, I don't want to say loveless because obviously there's love, but like stagnant union, stale, like a stale mate of some kind. You could be married. You could not. This could be like a commitment that you made energetically with a person, and you've just settled for that comfort of whatever you convinced yourself is this. So it's like settling. I feel like this Venus in retrograde is going to be what's going to surface for you is your settlement and how that truly affects your currency. Because there may have been things that you settled for that honestly, if you were to go deep inside your well of being, you're not happy with, you're not content with. But some part of you has shut that down. But it shows. So as much as you may have shut it down, so it's like settling for less than you deserve. Bam. Oops. And so this Venus in retrograde here is to empower your heart, right? To make whatever needed decisions you need to make to stand up for yourself and be the person you are meant to be and have the love that you desire to have the connection that you deserve to have. And first, it's going to start with you. So things might get really uncomfortable in terms of where you have settled in life. Okay. All righty. All right, beautiful ones. Let's play our intuition game. This is for our own strengthening and empowerment, right? You're doing this. The reason behind why you're doing this is so that you can finer tune, tap in, turn on, tune in with your intuition, feel more confident with the choices and decisions and the way that you feel you are led in every kind of way, right? And so the more that you finer tune and the more that you practice, the better you will get at listening or tapping in, turning on, tuning in to your own intuition. So since this is all about Venus and retrograding and love and all this kind of stuff too, find me pink rose quartz heart. Where is my pink rose quartz heart? Where, in which chalice cup is my pink rose quartz heart? Do you know? Have you guessed? Do you know? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you guess correctly? Let me know in the comments. I'm going to read you something interesting that I found. And this is about in Vedic astrology of what it says. It's just really brief. I'm just going to read it to you really quick, right? It says that, where is it? As per Vedic astrology, Venus is one of the most brightest planets among other nine planets. Venus planet represents luxury, comfort, marital bliss, passion, beauty, love, and intimacy. Retrograde means when a planet moves in the opposite direction that it is known as a retrograde. In the month of July, Venus is going to turn retrograde in Leo on July 23rd, 2023. Okay, I said 22nd, I think. I don't know. According to Vedic astrology, Venus is known as Shukra. And the rule of this planet is Shukracharya, the guru of all the demons. It is one of the most beautiful and brightest planets among other 9 planets. Venus retrograde is considered not so good as this works opposite than the usual time. If the Venus is retro in one's birth chart, persons become introverted. They do not feel emotionally connected with anyone. People usually get away from all the luxuries, pleasures, and get involved in spiritually. All right. Either way, what I want to look up and what I want to share with you guys is the guru of all the demons, Shukracharya. Hold on. All right, I found a little story. I haven't read it. I'm reading it here with you in real time, okay? So the story of Shukracharya, the guru of the demons. Shukracharya is believed to be one of the greatest sages of all time and the guru of the natives of the netherworld, right? So Shukracharya is believed to be one of the greatest sages of all times. He was a highly learned man, and yet he did not find a suitable position in the Devaloka. Therefore, he became the guru or acharya of the natives of the netherworld, the Danvis, Dayats, and Asuras. He made them his disciples and helped them wage war against the Devas, and by doing so, avenging them for alienating him. Wow. He had all the qualities of spearheading the divas, but he let his emotions take control of his senses. Thus, he chose to head the demons whose only motive was to create havoc and cause destruction. Wow. Shukracharya and his tapasya, forgetting the Sanjivani mantra from Lord Shiva. Interestingly, before waging war against the divas, Shukracharya wanted to get blessed with the Sanjivani mantra from Lord Shiva so that he could save his disciples from death by infusing life into their bodies even after they were killed on the battlefield. Therefore, he underwent severe penance to please Lord Shiva. He hung upside down from a tree and gave up food and water. He survived by inhaling the smoke coming from burnt leaves. And when Indra, the king of the divas, learned about his penance and his determination towards it, he made several attempts to disrupt his tapasya. Subsequently, Indra's daughter Jayanti tried to interrupt his tapasya by adding chilies to the burnt leaf. She hoped that Shukracharya would discontinue the penance to save his life. However, she was astonished to see the sage hanging upside down even as blood oozed from his eyes, nose, and mouth. After seeing Shukracharya in pain, Lord Shiva appeared and released him from the pledge that he had undertaken. The Lord was pleased with Shukracharya's commitment and devotion. And despite knowing the fact that the sage was the guru of the demons, he blessed him with Sanjivini mantra. Nonetheless, he warned him not to misuse it. Subsequently, after attempting to disrupt Shukracharya's penance, Jayanti apologized to him and urged him to give her a chance to serve him. And then she proposed to him for marriage. Thus, the daughter of Shukracharya's biggest enemy, Jayanti, became the Guru Patni of the Danavas. Later, Shukracharya, who had also been blessed with the Sanjivini mantra, waged war against the divas and triumphed. So, yeah. So for counting him out, he waged war against the divas. Right? Anyways, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Let us open the pathway to love. That is what this Venus retrograde energy is all about. I'm sorry, I'm stretching my legs. Yeah. None of us are exempt from challenges and stuff like that, right? But try not to worry about it too much. Flow, right? So that's good to know. Get more done by entering the flow state. Completely and joyfully focus on what you're working on without multitasking, right? Right. So try not to worry too long for a long time, right? That's also part of this Venus in retrograde. Burning with ease, right? Flow, ease, flow, ease. Oh, you don't see that anymore. But remember this flow ease, right? It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. It's easy for me to receive. This flow with ease, right? So, and for those of you that have like a beautiful love relationship, you might go through some stuff, right? So upheavals, right? So, and for some people, you might break up, right? So it's just advised right now to keep calm, right? Do not get involved in any type of argument. Instead, write it out, journal it out, right? Right, there might be delays in travels, plans and stuff like that. It could be weather related too, like I don't know, like we're in stormy seasons now, right? So you might cancel certain type of trips or outings and things like that. You might be changing your mind. You might be clarifying a lot of certain kind of things, getting clear on what activities and online platforms bring you your best clients, customers. Focus your attention there, right? And ignore distractions, right? I want to use another pair of cards because I thought these were another one too. Because I have another one, they both look the same and stuff like that. This one's more about like work and stuff like that, but this is two, right? Because this Venus in retrograde for many of you, right? Getting more clear about what it is that you're creating for yourself in your business too, right? It doesn't have to be just all about love and stuff, but it's doing what you love, right? And getting to do what you love, right? I get to do this. I love doing this. I'm so thankful to be able to do that, which I love to do, right? So you want to stay out of of like petty arguments. You want to stay out of pettiness. You want to stay out of people trying to trigger you to act out of pocket with yourself too, right? So it's okay to change your mind, right? It's okay to you're learning your space, you're learning your place, right? You so giving space to people too, right? Give people the space that they need to figure it out for them fucking selves, right? Like instead of having to be on top of them, right? So so with this whole Leo, right, aspect, right, there's also, we have that Jupiter and Saturn effect happening too. And remember, there's going to be like 7 planets retrograding too during all of this kind of time. So it's like mixed effects everywhere, right? So getting into your alignment, getting into your alchemy, getting into your flow, getting into your rhythm, right? Especially in amplification, right? If you want to be able to amplify that which you want to create, to manifest, to bring into your world, then you need to get into that flow state, right? So you can amplify your attraction factor, right? Amplify your attraction, right? Especially if you value aesthetics, right? So also how you handle your money, right? Because Venus in retrograding and stuff like that. Remember, you got to remember, Venus is all about luxury too. Leo too. So this could be a time like too of checking your overspending. That's important. That could be why you're like, you could be returning stuff too. You may have overspent and you're like, you know what, I'm going to return this. I don't even need this. I don't know why I bought that. That was just an addiction of mine to have, right? To get what you have, right? To get stuff, right? So that's coming up too, right? So right. So there's just like a whole bunch of like, hold on, let me get another deck. This is the one I thought it was. Sorry. So yeah, it's also a good time though too, like to get your finances in tip-top shape, right? Working on your investment wisely, not being so spendy, like saving. Right, to runner. So on this runner dynamic, escape from emotion and confusion on the run, right? I feel like there's a big wake-up call for this whole misguided toxicity of like twin flame soulmate type of chaser runner dynamic relationship. Like it's a cycle of conditioning that is keeping you away from the love that you deserve, right? So just be slow in everything that you're doing, right? Be slow. Do not overcompensate by doing something else. Like don't be running or chasing and then spending too, because it's just going to get ridiculous, right? Free will. You have free will. Choices, decisions, contact, and action. Action cannot be forced, right? And you know this, right? So if there's something that you are waiting on from somebody else and all this kind of stuff too, then maybe what you need to do is reanalyze, right? What it is that you think you are telling yourself that might be just a plain old lie, right? So what goals do you have, right? Don't call it a dream, call it a plan. So this rebranding too, you might be rebranding certain kind of things, certain kind of life goals, certain kind of, look at twin flames. So you have goals, right, about this eternal love, right, passion, seeking union, right, or having this type of stuff. So right, Venus has a favorable presence, right, because it coincides like with abundance and stuff like that, right? So it's associated with love, beauty, and money too, right? Goals. This is excellent, right, for this type of stuff here and things like that, right? So ego. Look at, I was just going like this. I was gonna put this down, right? So ego, pride, jealousy, self-preservation, walls, letting your guard down, right? Too, right? So right, because Venus is associated with commitment, right? And so there's a development of a commitment and an eternal love, right? Whether it's with your current partner or with a partner that will be, right? and it extends, because Venus extends, it extends, right? So if there's a runner in the relationship, right, you have big goals, you have free will. So don't look at it as a runner chaser type of dynamic too. That's just your ego playing with you because something didn't work out or go out the way that you wanted it to, right? And it may cause you to still hold on to something that might be, right? And so you're kind of tied to this kind of imagery, right? But it's like ego, like feeding you, like it's like not being able to accept rejection. And it's saying, no, it's just because that person's not ready. Right? Like, and rejection sometimes is protection. Right? So let's see what else comes out. What other stories when it takes place, right? So like how we commit, right? How you can commit in the development of commitment, right? It's gonna stand the test of time. And so so what should be done for romance to flourish, right? That's a way to look at things. What should be done for romance to vibration, shifting your vibration? What should be done for romance to flourish, right? Shifting your vibration, energy and positivity, raise your vibration to attract what you desire, right? That was good, right? So what should be done for your romance to flourish? Venus role too in love corresponds with like dating styles, right? And how love may transpire, right? So with Venus here, chasers, we have the runner, we have the chaser, right? So what are you chasing? In pursuit, convincing, rejection, let them go and let it be. Oh my God, how clear can this be? For whoever's happening turned on to, and there's something that you are holding on to that you need to fucking let go. It's not what you thought it is. And so it's not to chuck it in the fuck it bucket, but it's to chuck it over there for a little while to get you through, to rise up from this vibration mental state to this prison that you might have in regards to this. Could also be the way that you view love, right? You can feel like you're always a chaser for love. Nobody's ever chasing you. Nobody wants you, something like that too, like, or whatever the case may be. And this is somebody that keeps running from you or something, and she's on fuck shit and comes around every so fucking often. That's karmic. That's not what you imagine to be, no matter how special of yes, we are special, right? And so all of our relationships special, even if they're fucked up. So every relationship that we're gonna have, like for me, right? I'm just saying, even though I'm abstinent, celibate, and like this for 6+ fucking years, okay? And but it's 20+ years, okay? This is my lifestyle. I'm just saying, like, I go through years in between, and right now it's high up there, okay? So what I'm just trying to say, it's like if I was this way because I'm waiting for someone, a particular someone, then I'm delusional, right? I'm sorry, I had an itch. Look, and then I look down and that truth, right? So the truth is there, right? Summer. So this summer it's time to see the sunny side. Your answers arrive in the summer. So this is an awesome opportunity, right? To work on your amplification of attraction at this time. Let's be wise. Let's not be so dwelling on stuff that we can't dwelling upon. Like you've dwelled enough, right? So things are gonna start becoming clearer and clearer, right? So whatever initial problems and situations might be arising, it's just for you to clear, to rethink, to review, to revise anything and everything that's coming up at this time, right? So it's giving you the chance to reflect upon your position that you're playing and that you're choosing to play, that you're choosing to settle upon, right? This could be like that settlement, right? Like settling for less than you deserve in some kind of way, some kind of shape, some kind of form, right? How do you want love to transpire if you're stuck on this kind of attire, right? So it's like changing your wardrobe. Pause, right? Pausing, inaction, calmness, taking a step back, waiting for the perfect sign, right? Waiting for you to, while you're traveling backwards, right? While you're introspecting, while you're figuring this all out, right? You're breaking this, like past heartbreak, broken trust, afraid to move forward. What? All right. Let's heal that. We haven't done this in a while. Let's do some crystal healing, because I feel like I'm trying to move forward, and I keep going back into the hesitation. So whoever's here, like you don't want to hear. You're resisting what I want to hear. So this could be too someone stuck on a particular person. Oh, right. So right. So right. And plus, you want somebody that's gonna be the word I'm hearing, and but the association I want to make, it's because it's about abundance. It's not about finances, but it's like being with somebody that's financially advantageous. It's like you being with a partner because you're so complementary that it's financially advantageous for the both of you, right? But it's just your currencies, your frequencies, your vibrations, right? Anybody that's bringing you lower than that, they should be absolved. Like they should eliminate it, right? Not even thought about again. Beliefs, right? Clashing belief systems, right? If somebody wants to continue clashing with you about beliefs and ways of doing things, and they can't see past that, then is that really love? Because love absolves all. Love is unconditional. So you got to look at it like that. Like, do you, like, like unawakened in denial. Look at this. So we're releasing that, right? Because we want to freshen your means of self-expression. Right? You want to be able to play around with the options that you really have and see what works for you. But how can you see that if you're waiting for an unawakened soul that doesn't have the capacity, that's unaware, that's in the 3D, that's in their ego, that is covered by dark, right? Your twin flame is not ready. That is not your twin flame, right? If you look at stuff like that. So this too, like if let's say this is like a marriage and stuff like that. So you might be, right, let's say stuck in a marriage that with someone that hasn't continued to evolve with you, and it might be a stalemate, right? But like something's healing yourself, you're healing, self-care, taking a time out, being gentle with yourself, right? Remember, there's so many different variety of energies here. So if I intermingle those energies with other story, like, you know how to process information, okay? So don't be like, oh, you were right about that, but then you're off with this. Is this a private reading? Because I guarantee you, if it was a private personal reading, I wouldn't be off with shit. You know what I mean? Surrender. Detach, trust, free fall, have faith that all will be well, right? So reflecting upon too, right? Any kind of regret, reflecting upon any kind of connections from the past that you might be holding on to, right? So what type of Venetian themes from your past are affecting your now? Cycles. The fuck, right? So cycles, repetitive behavior, right? Momentum, right? So but now is to build momentum for a new life force, right? Stay grounded in the now, right? Fall, fear, right? Big goals, right? So you have big goals, but it's tied, and it's bolted to fears, right? But there's something coming, changes in the air, right? Your answers arrive in the autumn, right? Right, awakening. Okay, so something, realization, progress, right? So this could be like when you release that what you need to release, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to be that person. That's not what I'm telling you, but it can't be for that reason that you're waiting for that same fucking person. Like you got to release that person and know that if it ain't you, it ain't you. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like once you get to that space of a place of that release, that unleash, right? That healthiness, wealthiness, stealthiness within yourself, not just talking it, right? Like, and also being mindful too about the type of people that you follow and the type of people that you take energy from, right? There could be people that are wise in their energy and stuff like that, that they spit at you, and they have poor examplings in their life, that they're not like, like it's like somebody talking about right, like making good choices and making poor ones themselves. And I'm not saying that we don't make poor choices and all this kind of stuff. We're not judging, comparing, contrasting, and all this kind of stuff. But I'm just saying, be mindful about the energy. Like, people can talk a good game, but not walk that energy field. And it's as within, exudes on out, not what the other way around, because they can fool you with words, they can fool you with energy, they can fool you with talking the way that it's supposed to be talked. But if the energy don't match, you're picking up on that energy no matter what it is that they're saying. You gotta remember that. So sometimes you're bringing in an experience into your world that you don't even know of because they're hiding it. And now here you are listening to them and you're entangling yourself with their energy field, and which is false, right? It's a mask and all this kind of stuff. And now you're having their type of experience. Well, you gotta be careful out there. Community, right? Friendship, fun, masculine, right? So yeah, bringing in, pulling in that which. So for those of you, so this is not gender specific. I'm gonna look at masculine energy as not so much a gender, more like an action, right? Like yang, right? So seeking you. So the yang side of action, when you take action within yourself, right? So maybe in the fall, maybe the end of summer too, you could be meeting someone new or taking a new passion, or something is coming into fruition too. You know what I mean? So yeah, clear this air and continue to see what else is out there. This is just for extra fun. If your numbers are not called, your sign is not called, or whatever the case may be, don't worry about it. It's okay. Right? So here we go. You could be really in your moon sign. You have a moon in Scorpio, moon in Virgo, moon in Cancer. And if you have a moon in Cancer, you could be experiencing too, like a lot of solar hits, like moon hits, lunar hits. Like, you could be a little bit extra moody, a little bit extra tired, a little bit more introverted at this time too. You could be getting headaches even as well, or just like, whatever. You could have been born 1965, 1985. You could be 58 years old. You could have been born 1988, 1989. You could be 28 years old. You could have been born 1982, 1971, 1974, 1976, 1970. You could be 41 years old, 42 years old. You could have been born 1986, 1963, 1971. I said already. Okay, 1985. Okay, your birthday could be May 13th. Your birthday could be December 2nd, December 8th. Your birthday could be March 8th, August 16th. Okay. Be life path number 8, life path number 6, life path number 5. You could be 44 years old. 23 years old, 21 years old, and 20. You could have been born 2001, 2002, 2003. You could have been born 1967, 1976. You could be a Libra, you could be Scorpio, you could be Sagittarius. You could be a Capricorn. You could be 50 years old. You could be 51 years old. You could be an earth sign, any of the 3 earth signs, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You could be 47, 1974. You could be 53, 51. You could have Taurus somewhere in your chart, Gemini, Cancer, Aries. Okay. You could be 23 years old, 25, 27, 28. You could be 36, 35, 27, 41. Okay, 27. I'll do a little bit of this. A little bit, just because it's Venus in Leo retrograde. So there is tea, there is gossip, there is nonsense, there is fuck shit type energies and stuff like that. So, oh, I didn't know she was under there. I'm sorry, Eden. I'm like kicking her. Sorry. So, right. So either way, there could be like, this is an excellent time too, right? Because Leo's attributes, right? It's all about fertility too, right? It's all about fertility, romance, sex, self-expression, creativity, and stuff like this. So this is the perfect time too with Venus and retrograde to reconnect with the romance of life, with your partner, with crushes, or going after that which you didn't allow yourself to go after before, right? Or even like summer flings. I know I don't like to talk so loosely like that because I talk about my abstinence, I talk about celibacy and all this kind of stuff or whatever and things like that, but maybe having a summer fling, like no judgment here, like responsibly, fling responsibly. Right, but it might lead to a future commitment, right? So, and a future commitments might be up in the air and all this kind of stuff and stuff like that. So it's like also exploring things in the bedroom and things like that too, right? So just being a little bit more adventurous at this time, experimenting, right? Experimenting in the bedroom too, like those kind of things as well, right? Experimenting with your aesthetic, right? So changing that up, shifting up your hair, dyeing your hair, doing new makeup, wearing new clothes, like, fishing for comments, right? So for those of you too, right? So might be fishing for comments, right? So you might be dealing with people like that, fishing for your comments, or you might be fishing for attention too, right? So certain kind of things being fed up, right, with not getting enough attention, right? So we're healing those aspects, right? Healing those aspects of not getting enough attention that you feel like you should deserve, right? But don't make up stories either, like this fucking girl. I don't even remember what? Oh, you need me? Hold on. Sorry about that. So yeah, and especially what I hear right here, if you're in a relationship and you're fishing for attention elsewhere outside of your relationship, you need to ask yourself, what are you fed up with that you're not receiving from your partner? And it's not that your partner is supposed to make you happy, but what is it that you're missing, that you're seeking elsewhere, that one should be found within yourself? But still, it doesn't matter. It's just revealing to you the type of relationship that you're in, that you settled upon. And if you're not happy in it, what are you prepared to do about it? That type of thing too, right? Because this is that time, right? You're reworking things, right? And especially if you're reinventing yourself and stuff like that, don't do so feeling this type of way. So for some people here too, like, oh, that girl, that's what I was talking about, that girl that called, like, whether she was on drugs or something like that, I don't even know. And it's disturbing to know that if she was on like some kind of psychedelic or something like that to make her act like that. I'm not feeding into the gossip and all this kind of stuff, but the one that was talking about that she saw a toddler walking and then all of a sudden got kidnapped or something like that, and shows up home 2 days later, walked home herself, right? That type of shit. Like, but like, let's say that's for publicity, right? Because that's where it's kind of leaning to. It's like, girl, what else did you do this for but fucking attention? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think anything alarming. I don't feel anything alarming about it anymore, right? So it's like fishing for attention in toxic ways. It's like making up stories about your life, like, oh my god, you know what happened to me today? Oh my gosh, you see this. I've learned, my daughter's the one that put me onto this, that people be fucking bullshit and lying about things just for fucking attention, for clicks, for attention and all this kind of stuff, faking like cancers and all this kind of stuff, like, oh my gosh. And this, like, don't do that, please don't do that. And please know that people are doing that. So don't fall victim, don't fall prey. Like me too, talking on social media and stuff like that. You have people that try to, like, they think that because you're a healer, you're an empath and all this kind of, they like target you. Like they try to tell you their sob stories and all this kind of stuff, just to try to get money from you, try to get like stuff like that. It's like, spirit be turning me off to that shit. They be like, I smell it, sense it, I just ignore it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know that person's gonna try to hit you up for fucking cash soon. Like, fuck out of here, like, with that bullshit, right? Because you're a boss, right? And you don't play that shit, right? You run your own business, you're stable business, and those kind of people ain't shit. Those type of people ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? When you talk like this, right? We're talking like this. So those type of people, they're not shit. screenshots, getting evidence, proof, facts, right? Bad habits, drug addiction, and toxicity. So, right, let's focus on the healing of that type of stuff, right? The healing of these addictions and toxicities and things like that, and whatever. I don't want to get so caught up in this type of energy out there and things like that, but like this is an opportunity to really work on what's really worth reworking on, and what's really worth being prioritized at this time, because you deserve a different storyline, right? Too, and you don't need to keep on going back and forth with this cycle of nonsense of dealing with people that are just like groupies, fans, rejected, and shit like that. Like, you don't need to do any of that type of shit, right? So no, right? Fake. They be having fake accounts, fake social medias, spying, faking their own shits, right? Anyways, I want to get out of this energy. See why? I just whatever. All right, so let's see what other love scenarios are your themes, right, for Venus in retrograde, because I gotta start going now. So we're gonna start, right? So what other themes are here, right? New beginnings, building, right? From the tortured soul, right? Insecurity. So this is a new beginning that we're building from, right? Healing the tortured soul, healing insecurity, right? What else are we healing? What else are we dealing with? What else are we going through? Romance, right? So this is because I said there's many of you here, right? So meant to find each other. You're meant to, oh, I love that, the tortured soul that's meant to claiming, right? Claiming you, right? So here we go. So which of these here? And then we'll travel through these, letting go, right? So letting go of certain kind of things too. So let's do some charmed as well. I like to fill up the cup. What I do? That fell, so I'm just gonna leave it. All right. Someone could be buying you flowers. Right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we're gonna explore, right? All right. So there's a new beginning in love, right? And so something is about to change, good or bad, something is coming. This card can also reflect an intention that was cast to bring forth something into existence. The birth of something, carrying something coming to life, change in a relationship, something coming to light, a new feeling that has sparked and stirred feelings, right? So I feel like it's like that in love, right? This could also be a pregnancy, you know, and for those of you that may have had difficulty, challenges in getting pregnant and things like that, this could be knowing that you're about to have a healthy pregnancy, and that's beautiful, right? Too, right? And love, right? So someone too could be claiming or to this could be going from non-committal to committal. This card signifies someone who feels personal claim upon someone with the emotions that they belong or should belong to them, even if only in their mind. This is not a bad or a good card, as it really depends on the type and way a person feels or claims, right? So somebody could have two T's in their names, in their name, two T's. You could be VT, could be from Vermont to, or TV, or that could be the state, city you live in, to NZ or something like that, to ZVT. L, you can have L in your name as well. P, right? Or you can live in a state, city, or something like that. E as well. Penelope here too. Someone could be giving you flowers, romance, right? He looked at her just then as the morning sun was cascading over her form as she laid near him. He sat up and gently took her hand and kissed it, a simple gesture that in that moment spoke a million emotions without a single word spoken. Someone's in love, right? So there is a lot of, because we were talking about falling in love and stuff like that, this opportunity for falling in love, the resurgence of love, right? And being divinely protected from that kind of stuff too. Especially be mindful about the amount of information that you share online as well, right? Somebody loves your booty, and that's what I hear, and or you just eat peaches and stuff like that as well. But somebody really loves your derriere, right? Every journey starts with one step. So build, and look at that, landed on building. Isn't that funny? Right? So right, right. So every journey starts with one step, right? Building, right? So planting the seed, watching the tree grow to then harvest the fruit, building on something strong, roots and doors. Your connection is getting stronger. The seed has been planted. As new growth surrounds you both, a connection strong enough that has already began to blossom. You make them feel like doors can open and they can do anything, enter any door, because with you, anything in life is possible. They want to hold on to that. So there's and that fell on building romance, right? Every journey begins with a new step. Somebody could be taking steps towards you and you're divinely lit, guided, and protected, and they love your booty, right? Or whatever the case may be. They have 2 T's in their name, VLEPN, right? As well, meant to find each other, right? That's how somebody feels about you. And this is also finding love too, that is for you, right? So an invisible red cord around or linked to those that are destined to meet one another in a certain situation or help each other in a certain kind of way. And so yeah, so the tortured soul, endurance, you are worth fighting for the effort and put into this life is what this person feels. Someone is so you might be insecure about the way that somebody feels about you, for those that are tapped and turned on, tune in, right? And you might feel like I don't know, but somebody looks at you like you're the star, right? You're the star. You're the star in their life. You could be a star too. You could be a celebrity here. Thank you for tapping and turning on, turning on me. Okay. Thank you so much. I love you. Look at the heart is right next to you. You could be a dancer as well. Something this Christmas. Somebody could be planning something for you this Christmas as well, this holiday season and stuff like that, right? And then there's also people that are wearing a mask and talking mad shit, right? About you or insecure. They're tortured souls, right? And so that's not whatever. Anyways, is this the mockingbird or the hummingbird or something like that? Either way, right? But what does this say? What's for you will not pass you. What? Right? What's for you will not pass you. What does this say? Letting go, learn to try and let go so things can happen on their own. When we try to take over and not let things happen naturally, we could essentially be altering the events that could unfold naturally, as well as missing very important moments and blessings we will only experience once with someone. So choosing happiness, right? And allowing for whatever our insecurities to be to melt away, to disintegrate, right? This this Venus and Leo, going retrograde, right? I'm sorry, I'm just adjusting. So one of the ways to know how this Venus in retrograde is going to be for you, right? The next 40 freaking days is to see how it's affecting you already now in the shadow period, right? So there might be certain kind of illusions, right? Things coming up, right? Things worth for you exploring, right? Things popping back up into your own mind at this time, right? That is, it's asking you to further explore and stuff like that. So either way, like how your shadow period is you dropped that. The way that your shadow period is going is going to be a clear indicator for how this retrograde season is going to be for you, right? Somebody could be getting you flowers, right? Having them like personalized, like something like, oh, like those flowers, which ones I'm seeing? Those roses that last for like months or like a year. I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, that like something like that, like really cool color, something like that. Like, oh my god, let me know. Let me know. Like really cool, like somebody thinks of ways to surprise you, right? They get you things, they surprise you with things, right? Oh, look at the little horsey, right? You could be going horseback riding horses on the beach, in the ocean. This could be a spirit animal for you too. You might love horses, horseback riding. You may be what is that called? Equestrian? I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean. Hey, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, or you could be a wild one, and now you're you're wild and free. I like that. Wild and free and beautiful. Wild and free and beautiful. Wild and free and beautiful. Right? Wild and free and beautiful here for your new powerful signs, right? Building, right? So powerful signs. Um, Her world felt very different. The air around her teased her mind. Her walls felt as if they were filled with words everywhere. She just couldn't see them yet. Songs on the radio and inner knowing. He was the one. She may not be able to see the writing on the wall, but she felt them there profoundly. Oh, a new beginning. A new beginning in romance, right? The cycle is gonna hit everybody differently, like, but this is a wonderful opportunity to review our commitments, right? To see our romantic opportunities, to open ourselves up for romantic opportunities. Remember, I'm going to be sharing a love letter activation ceremony with my subscribers on Instagram. So if you're interested in having that, I mean, it'll be dope for you to activate, right? Especially in this new moon energy, right? Putting that out there into the universe and stuff like that, with word alchemy. So good. So because it might not be the best time, right? When they say Venus in retrograde, to start something new, but this is something new. It's a new beginning for you, right? So this is an excellent time to just revisit, right? All these previous things, to bring about the closure that might be needed, right? So to allow for clarity to arise and finish whatever you've started, that maybe even that, finishing old projects too, finishing things that maybe, right, because you're ready, right? Finishing things. It has been a long journey, wondering where he was, if he would ever come for her. She closed herself off from the pain, but now in the moment, she was ready to open up again. Her shield has been lifted, an offering has been made, right? Oh my gosh. So definitely, this is that letter activation, that love letter activation, right? Like, or just even in general, like, it doesn't have to be in regards to intimacy, love. Like, if you go, because watch how I'm going to do the letter thing. The love activation is going to apply to all things, right? To be open to receive with ease, right? Oh my goodness, right? Choosing happiness above all with love, right? I like that. So yeah. So alrighty. We're gonna start closing up shop here. I know that I picked so many cards around and stuff like that. So all right, let's go a little romance. Let's see what's happening in the romance department, right? So thank you so much. I hope that, I know I go all over the place and stuff like that, but I hope you get a good general idea of Venus in retrograde. I just like to speak colorfully. Oh, it's a cup. It's a cup, right? Overflow it. The cup of love it, right? I like that. What else is going on in romance here? What else? Okay. We're surrendering here, right? It came out this way. I'm gonna take it because I feel like there's a surrendering, right? Because what would be an unwillingness to surrender, there's a willingness to surrender now, right? A willingness to surrender to love, a willingness to surrender to love in this world. Look at, right? Because you're in love, or like, so here, look at this, is opening oneself up to love, right? Knowing that one has all the options that they have. Like here, this could be to making progressing in love, making something, having a baby, making love, um, being abundant, making love, get pregnancy. I know that they're holding an animal. Maybe you're too old or older to have, but finding love, traveling to in love, right? Being victorious, being romantic, going on a romantic getaway, vacation, things like that too, but surrendering to love. For those of you that this message is for, there's a surrendering to love that is powerful here, mutual here, right? You carry the world here. Look at this, a baby. Like it may have been challenging to have a baby, or it may have taken you a long time to even feel like you want to have one. It could be like that too. And now you're like, I want one. And so this could be the working together of creating that life that you want to have together, happening now. Right. Let's do a little pick of cards. What is your love message for right now? Okay. What's your love message, love advice for right now for this Venus in retrograde? Right. Okay, here we go. If you chose this one, release your the time has come to clear your energy. If you chose this one, this could be the one. You're already met the romantic partner you seek. Okay. If you chose this one, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take, right? And if you choose this one, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Talk about walking contradictions of a variety of energy here, right? I love that. Okay. This is gonna be a really long video. How do we want to end it? How do we want to end it? We could do this. Ocean of emotion. Okay, here we go. Ready to break free. Freedom, right? So these could be conversations that either you're having with yourself or someone's having about you, or what you're having in your relationships. You will see what comes up and you will put it where it is for you, since there's a mixed crowd here. This can apply to all, to someone, to one, to whatever. I'm ready to break free. Freedom. I can't do this anymore. Someone can feel that way. Sweet, I love the sweetness of your soul and the taste of your kisses, right? This could be someone too that may be away. Loyalty forever yours, truly, right? Empathy, I feel your pain more than ever. I swear I didn't do it innocent. All right. So this could be someone here that may feel like they can't live this facade anymore. They're ready to break free. So they might be in some type of mental bondage about commitment, right? And so they can't do it anymore, right? They love you, your sweetness, the taste of your kisses, and they're feeling you even more so now on a whole other level. And they want you to know that they would never do anything to betray you in any kind of way, even though they haven't come forth to you, right? They're loyal, forever yours. That's for whoever that was for. Let's see who the next message is for. We'll do 3 of these. All right. What other situation is coming up? Right, so this is somebody that's dealing with somebody from a distance that would like to have stability with you, but they don't give it to you in some kind of way. And so that burns them with rage inside, right? They want to be the one who stands beside you and assists you in all your success, but for whatever reason, you might be the one that's so far away from them. You might be the one that's cold. You might be the one that has options or something like that. They're feeling kind of sad. So somebody has feelings for you in some kind of way, but they feel distant and they feel like this distance, like they can't support you. So this could be like even somebody that is craving a relationship with someone that maybe is in another relationship. I don't know. You know, you let me know if the story applies. It's not going to be for everybody. One more. Can I get a positive one, please? Determined. Okay, about what? Mhm. All right, so I feel like this is like the first pile thingy again, right? Someone is determined to do better, to be better, right? They have choices to make. Are they going to make it? That's going to be the next thing, right? Somebody may feel energetically committed to you, right? This could be a person too. You could be married to this kind of person and they never stop getting better. One or two of you might be going through that darkness, right? Might live in a certain type of leveling of darkness, right? And so they may have so you might be with somebody that sees your dark side, knows your dark side, but is determined to never stop trying to do better with this relationship. They're committed to being with you, right? Until death do us part isn't even enough, right? So there's certain kind of things that this is how I'm really getting this. Hold on. You have a supportive partner that is determined to be there for you in your times of darkness and need. So you might suffer from a leveling of depression or a certain type of personality, bipolar, some type of ailment, depression, something, anger, something, or them, vice versa. You to make it however you want to make it. But this person that you're with, you have a committed life partner that is determined to be by your side, to be the angel of support that you need, because they are your complementary partner. All right. Let's end it on some kinks, okay? I don't want to end it on. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what kinkiness is coming up this Venus in retrograde. All right, let's end it on that. What kind of kinkiness is coming up this Venus in retrograde? Right. Queen of the Water. Fire, fuego. All right, here we go. So whether this Venus in retrograde is going to open you up into knowing your position, whether you're male or female, or it doesn't matter. It's knowing your divinity, your femininity. It's knowing your sensuality. It's with confidence walking around naked, right? Because you have something to give. You are the fire. You are the desire that lives to inspire and motivate. And that's what you do. You invigorate, right? And so you are charming. You're working on this. It's not that you're working on this. This is what you are, right? Beauty by far. But what's happening here is you're going to take the world by surprise, right? You are going to go after what you want at this time, right? You're going to jump on it. You're going to ask the universe for what you want. You're going to be daring. You're going to be bold. You're going to be specific, right? And you're going to ride that which is yours, right? And it's going to take people off They're gonna be like, oh my goodness, like this girl just like took her clothes off and just like jumped on top of me and rode me, right? So this big like kink. So now for those of you that are in a relationship and stuff like that, you might surprise your partner by getting a little bit more kinky, right? Because you are feeling a certain type of divine feminine or masculine type of way. You're feeling sexy, you're feeling confident, you're feeling courageous, right? And so you might start enticing your partner to come seduce you, or you might seduce your partner in a new way that has them shocked in every kind of way, because you're unlocking a new level of kink in you. Oh my gosh, I love that. Venus in retrograde, right? You're unlocking a new level of kink in you, right? Yeah, I like that. You could be 31 years old, you could be like life path number 4, 1, or 3, right? So you're unlocking a new level of kink in you that is daring, bold, and if you've been with your partner for a while and stuff, it's gonna shock them. It's gonna shock them for your leveling of boldness. Right? Let's say if you're like a couple and you don't usually do PDA, like public displays of affection, you might do something outside that will be like, what's gotten into you, right? And it's like, okay, right? What's gotten into you? Excitement, right? Queen of Earth, because you're in your power, in your zone, right? This is not gender specific. I know that what you're saying here, but it's just like knowing, right? Your position, your power, your place, and it's just being turned on in every kind of way, right? Because you right, look at, you're riding away passionately, and you're riding your horse, and you're in your position, like this fire, right? There's a lot of fire energy, fire, water energy. You might have fire and water in your chart, which is great. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, Venus in retrograde, you're shocking the shit out of yourself and the people around you. And if you have an intimate partner, so you might be bold in that. So you might realize that you might meet someone new and you might be acting more bold than you have ever acted before in your life, right? Because here's the mirror. You see yourself clearly, and you are, and that's being reflected back into you too, right? Justice, because that is justice. That is because you are deserving of receiving this level up of kink and excitement in your life, right? Because you have walked through and now you arrive. So it's like the arrival, the sexy arrival of you that is bold, courageous, and confident too. That's what you have to look forward to. I love you. Till next time. That's what I got for you guys. Bye. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and let me know how it resonates with you. Okay. Bye-bye.